What's up, my good people of the internet? Happy to be here with you, hanging out with you on Friday. Thank you for your patience this morning as we are here where sports truly meets that thing called life. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday morning. If you're not, well, we're going to make it better. And if you are, we're going to keep it going. That's how it is here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We are all about seeing you happy, seeing you have a good day, making you laugh, making you think. And, hopefully cry some happy tears, right? It gets you to reflect on some things that you appreciate in your life. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is where sports meets life. So it goes beyond the typical sports show and the typical conversations for all the right reasons, I'd like to believe, as we have the opportunity of helping you to have a better day and to think and to wonder and to be the best that you can be. And truly be honest with yourself and be honest with those around you. So I'm always happy to be here with you on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We are with you on live feeds all around the world. So however you're connecting with us, we thank you so much for being with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, wakeupcalldt.podbean.com, as well as on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. So however you're with us this morning, thank you for hanging out with us and spending some time with us. So we always appreciate you being here on the show. And once the show goes live, of course, you can find us in the archives as we update those as time goes by. And we always love doing that for you so you can connect with the interviews that you want to go back and listen to and the ones you want to share, as well as the ones that you haven't heard. So you can go to Amazon Music, as well as Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, Spotify, Stitcher, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. So either one of those will help you find it. You can search us in any of your search engines on any device. If you look up Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, you'll find a bunch of different ways to connect with us. So you could just go to Google or Safari or whatever it may be, Mozilla Firefox, and just type in Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or you could type Dan Tortora Sports, whatever that may be. Whatever you want to type in that respect, you'll be able to find us very easily. So thank you to everybody that's been searching and everyone that's found us, and we hope that you're with us here this morning, hanging out and having some fun on your Friday morning. TGIF, baby, that's what it's all about. So here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, here on a Friday morning, you know that we have our signature pieces that we do every single Friday. We have 3 segments that we bring to you in succession, one after the other, and always love being able to do that and hang out with you where sports meets life. So we will be bringing you our 3 special segments here as we do every Friday broadcast on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, starting things off with the annoying moment of the week. Inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin', bringing you the annoying moment of the week here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and always happy to do so here. The annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It is what happy tastes like, and you'll be able to hear the annoying moment, which I decided on very early this week. I knew my annoying moment of the week on Monday. I actually put out a post about it on our social media. I said I have my annoying moment of the week for this Friday, ... and it's Monday. So, have my annoying moment of the week ready and set to go. Lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver is the acronym for LEAD that I created here with Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay by the grace of God. And I always say, jokingly but seriously, that I fully blame God for helping me to find this this I topic say, that we had, jokingly, because we had the opportunity, in December of 2019, I was looking at a new topic and a new segment, bringing something in. I wanted Chick-fil-A to be involved with it, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. I wanted them to be a part of it because obviously I've worked with Jimmer for a long time and appreciate everything that he's doing for Chick-fil-A and going even beyond that at Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. So we were having a discussion and I was like, this is the segment I want to do. And he was like, say no more. Where do I sign? And So we started Lead and brought that to you back in 2019, right before COVID hit, and learning, evolving, ad-libbing, and delivering. This was a huge connection that that we could bring to the community. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. And to bring what that means in 2019, and then to go right into something that nobody really anticipated in the populace, right, for the most part, of having a situation where we would be trapped inside and we couldn't see each other's smiles and people didn't know what was going on, and there was toilet paper shortages because people are nuts, and apparently they were eating toilet paper because they were buying so much. But so we had to learn. We had to evolve. We had to ad-lib in a lot of ways and every day, and we had to deliver, right, on our promises to ourselves and others. So, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay joining me for that segment. It was at the perfect time, which God never comes late, always comes on time. So with that being said, we'll have Lead in just a little bit. Then the top dog of the week will be announced at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero, proudly presented by, I have Lead on the brain, top dog of the week, proudly presented by K9 Kamp Dog Daycare, as well as K9 Kampground. So K9 Kamp Dog Daycare, they're in East Syracuse for short-term care for your furry-loving friend on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, and right down the road on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. They'll bring you the top dog of the week at 10 a.m. And then joining me in studio, and will be sitting right next to me here in studio, is Bryce Zicaro, who comes back to the studio, and I'm very excited to have him here on the show. Bryce, who just graduated from CNS, a North Stars grad, which I can't believe, and because we started talking, 2-3 years ago? So a grad this year, heading to Niagara County Community College. The pitcher in DH will be joining me to tell his story, adversity, his journey, everything he's been through, his time at CNS, and what he's looking forward to as he goes into his next chapter. Our Central New York Spotlight with Bryce Zicaro is coming up at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. So, with that being said, it's time for the annoying moment of the week.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. My annoying moment of the week for this week on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora has to be, and it was very, very easy, because like I said, it happened on Monday. When we get around the firework time, right? When we get around the 4th of July, because it used to be that on the 4th of July, maybe on the 3rd of July, on the eve of the 4th of July, somebody would blow off some fireworks. Well, it's not like that now. Now, it's on the 1st of July. It could be, last year was atrocious. Last year was like the week going into the 4th of July. It was like 4 or 5 days going in, plus it was the 4th of July, and then it was like 2 weeks after. Apparently these people just bought way too many fireworks, and they wanted to just spread them out and make you feel like there was gunshots in the middle of the night, which is always healthy, to hear nothing for hours, and then at like 2 a.m. hear bang, bang, and then you jump up, your heart kind of stops, you think there might be a gunman outside. No, it's just somebody blowing off fireworks that thought to themselves, I'm not going to do it at 8. I may do it at 9:30. You know what? I'm going to wait until 10. Better yet, I'm going to sit here, wait until everybody goes to bed, till it's dead silent, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to light this thing up, and I'm going to see how people react to it. I don't know what moron is lighting off fireworks at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning this year. So that's part of my annoying moment of the week. 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 a.m. One firework. Bang. One. That's it. Saving it till 3 a.m. Like, common human courtesy, decency. What are we teaching our kids? And what are we doing? Right? Like, society does not need our help to dissolve. Society does not need our help to, well, I put it to you like this. Society is chaotic at times right now, and it is dissolving. And it does need our help to do that, right? We push the process. What I'm saying is it doesn't need any more of our help, is what I'm trying to say. Society does not need us to continue to push it in the wrong direction, right? We need to bring people together. We need to be more cognizant of other people's feelings and thoughts. We need to be loving and caring. This world has gotten insane. The things that I hear, I don't want to believe them, and somebody says something and you go, that's nuts. And then somebody else says it, and then somebody else says it, and then all of a sudden, then your mom's like, hey, did you know about this? And then you're like, oh my God, this thing is like spreading like wildfire, like an epidemic over here. So it's just, we need to be caring of other people. We need to think about other people, okay? You might want to hear a firework at 3 o'clock in the morning, but you live in a neighborhood. If you lived on an island, then fire it off. But Disney doesn't put their fireworks out at 3 o'clock in the morning because they anticipate that people are probably sleeping, I would imagine. And I don't think Universal puts their stuff out at midnight or 1:30 a.m., and that's probably because they know people are sleeping. I don't know the Syracuse Mets to blow off fireworks in the middle of the night, and that's probably because they know that people are sleeping. So, there was a time where we thought, hey, maybe don't do this because people are sleeping, because it's the middle of the night. Well, my other part of the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. Make sure you go over there and get yourself some amazing Carvel ice cream. And it's not even like it's Carvel plus more, because the creators of the cakes at the Carvel DeWitt location, they do so much more. Yes, they have the ones that you've come to know forever, but on top of the ones that you know at Carvel, they create different ones. There's things that I've seen in their ice cream case that I've never seen before. I've only seen them at Carvel DeWitt. And I love what they do. We have the DT Dolphin exclusive Sunday there, and my connection with Lemoyne and Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. You don't want to miss out on that. It's really good, and it looks really cool with the dolphin jumping out of the whipped cream. Definitely got to try it. So, Carvel DeWitt bringing you the annoying moment of the week. The other part of my annoying moment of the week has to be what happened on Monday, and what I was getting to here. On Monday, somebody decided in my neighborhood to blow off a firework at 3:44 p.m. Afternoon. The sun was out. It was shining. You can't see the firework because you're a moron. And to me, why? And I was just talking about this. I go, who lights off a firework in the middle of the dang day? You spent money on that firework. You're going to light. It's like buying an ice cream cone and flipping it over and watching the ice cream fall out and go, oh man, I wanted to eat that. I bought this ice cream cone. Now I'm going to do something stupid with it so that I can't enjoy it. It's the same thing as lighting off a firework in the middle of the day where you can't see it, but you paid for it. And it's like, if you light off a firework in the middle of the day and you can't see it, are you still a moron? That's the riddle. And the answer is yes. So, it's an easy riddle. So, lighting, 344, right? And I was feeling a little bit like I had been up really late the night before. I was working on a bunch of editing for the show. I was up to like 4:40 in the morning. So on Monday, I said, you know what? I need to take a nap. I know how my body has been going through like this throat and vocal stuff. I don't want to like get run down again. So I was taking a nap, and that's why I know it was 3:44, because I went to take a nap, and as I'm taking this nap, right as I'm falling asleep, which happened last year, but in the middle of the night, as I'm falling asleep, bang! And I jumped, and I just remember opening my eyes, and I was quick enough to know it was a firework and not a gunshot. And so instead of being like, what was that? I opened my eyes and I went, what an idiot. Like, who would do that? Who buys a firework and blows it off in the middle of the day? That doesn't make any sense. But it's my annoying moment of the week because it doesn't make any sense. So, at the very least, I could thank that person that wasted their money and blew off the firework. And startled me because now you're on the show is the annoying moment of the week. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about that. So thank you for that. I mean, it's a lot. But I'm going to say this. The people in my neighborhood were really good this year. Knock on wood. Hopefully, they'll continue. No, Lily, it's Daddy. So hopefully they will continue. Lily's here in the studio. Hopefully they'll continue to be good here. Hopefully they'll continue to be good. Because it's been really good, and I've appreciated that. And I'm hoping that by saying, see, sometimes that's the other annoying moment, right? Is when we say, hey, everything's good. And then it turns out to be something else, right? And you feel like when something is good and everything is working out, you have a feeling that it's not going to be continuing to be good because you have this belief of like, okay, you know what? If it's good, then, and I say that it's, oh, thank God we don't have any more of that. There's that thing in life where when you say, thank God something didn't happen, you have this belief that it's going to happen because you said something about it. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. I don't know. We have a weekend coming up here, post the 4th of July. So I don't know if people are going to decide to blow off fireworks now again. But as of right now, my neighbors have been good. People have been nice about it. And I'm hoping that by mentioning how nice you've been, that isn't you going, oh, cool. Now I have some leeway. Because no, thank you, you do not. So please don't be blowing off those fireworks because I'm saying nice things about you right now. So please don't do that. And definitely, be nice to your neighbors, right? Think about your neighbors because it's important to do that. Now, there's something that I wanted to add another thing to the annoying moment of the week. There's something trending here. Topanga is trending, and that's very interesting right now. I'm trying to understand why Topanga is trending on social media. But there was something that came out. Let's see this. Yeah, Topanga she's a sneakerhead, apparently, and people are jumping on that. See, that's the other annoying moment of the week, is when something trends on Twitter, especially if it's somebody's name or it's a city, I'm always thinking, who died? Where was there a terrorist attack? Like, because I mean, obviously, if somebody does some type of violence, I consider it terrorism. If you go into a mall and you shoot up the mall, to me, that's terrorism, right? It's not, I mean, I think it should be called what it is. So when you go out into public and you do bad things, or you do bad things anywhere, public or private, you're terrorizing somebody and not making someone feel safe. So I definitely, that's an annoying moment for me because I see something appear on Twitter and then my head's like, okay, why is this on Twitter? What is this about? And, why is this person's name popping up? And please stop impersonating people on Twitter, okay? It's like, who does that? I mean, do you really think that your life is not important enough? You think that you're not important enough, that you don't matter, that you have to go impersonate somebody else and make people believe? I mean, there's people that'll write to people believing like, oh, this is my favorite actor. So they'll write to the actor, and then this like whack job who's not the actor or actress will write back to them as the person and be like, oh yeah, da da da, thank you for watching my movie. I mean, you could be like an 8-year-old kid writing to who you think is like Bradley Cooper and be like, I love you as Rocket. And this person's writing you back telling you, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you're saying, blah, blah, blah. And it's not Bradley Cooper. It's just some wackadoo in society. So please stop impersonating people on social media. I had somebody try to impersonate me. And thank goodness they followed me on social media. Heavens knows why, but thank goodness they did, because then I was able to see them. They took one of my pictures. they changed the name, and they were just finding pictures on my timeline and posing as me. And I love how, like, Instagram's like, oh, we'll review this and make sure that it's, this is my face. It's on that person's profile. There's not much to review. And I understand you got to do your due diligence because people probably come to you that, you know, somebody breaks up with someone and then tries to screw up somebody's social media. I'm just like, this should be an open and shut case, though, Johnson, because look at it and you can see that this person is clearly not me. And so just do your work and see that this is, you know, I just, with social media nowadays and the way that it is, and just the very weirdness of social media and the fact that I don't trust a lot of things that are happening in social media, there's something to be said about, you know, their policies. Because it seems like they punish the innocent and then they let the guilty kind of just run free all over the place sometimes, which I would like to see change social media outlets. So that's for you. The other thing, the other annoying moment of the week is right here in Syracuse, New York. Can we please make the mall safe again? I don't go to the mall anymore. I used to go to the mall all the time. I don't go to the mall anymore. I used to go with my grandmother's. I used to go with my dad. I used to go with my mom. I used to go with my friends. I don't go to the mall anymore. I don't do anything at the mall anymore because it's not safe. Oh, there was a gun that was shown at the mall this week. Oh, somebody got shot at the mall this week. Another person got stabbed at the mall this week. Why? Why? Number one, why are you committing violence? Number two, why are you bringing it to a place? Like, why are you taking your whatever, you know, beefs with each other and bringing it to the mall or to anywhere? You don't do this stuff. You know, why are we not talking about this more? Okay? They built Destiny USA to bring people in for tourism. Well, you know what doesn't bring in tourism? Gun violence. You know what doesn't bring in tourism? The fact that you could get stabbed if you came to the mall. You know what doesn't bring in tourism? The fact that people in their own community don't go to the place. So, you know, slashing tires a few years ago. Oh, if you park in this parking lot, kids have been randomly choosing cars to slash. So you might have your tire slashed if you park in this parking lot. God forbid you work there. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I got a thought in my head like, oh, maybe I'm going to go to the mall today. I don't end up going. And then I find out that there was a gun at the mall. There was a shelter in place because there was a gunman in the mall. So you had to go wherever you were and hide. Think about that. Think about if I was there with my mom right now. And they did a shelter in place thing. And my mom and I are walking around. I don't know. I don't even know it's still at the mall anymore. But we're walking around. They don't even have Lord & Taylor, right, anymore, do they? Macy's? No. I don't think we have, like, any of the main anchor stores anymore. So let's say we're walking around, like, the comic book shop, right? We're at Play the Game. And we have to shelter in place. So we have to go hide somewhere and hope to God that they find the gunman and hope to God that they find the gunman before the gunman comes in to play the game. What if you're on the bungee cord? Like, what if you're up on the bungee thing with Wonderworks and you're just, like, suspended with, like, the harness thing hooked to you and a gunman just runs by and you just stop in place hoping to God that the gunman doesn't see you on the ropes course? I mean, this is supposed to be a place for families. It was supposed to be something that came to Syracuse, that brought people into Syracuse, brought money into Syracuse, brought opportunity for businesses in Syracuse and beyond. It hasn't been that. It's been a giant fat lie. And that's it. The mall has not been anything good in its expansion. And I shouldn't say it hasn't been anything good. I'm sure it brought jobs. But beyond that, what has it been? What has it been in these last few years? That people won't go anymore. I don't go. I didn't think there would ever be something to get me to not go to the mall. I love the theater. I go to the theater. I brought my grandmother there 1 billion times. We go see movies with each other every few weeks. So I don't go back to that theater. I used to do the race car thing. I don't do the race car thing. I'm not doing the Dave and Buster thing because if Dave and Buster's was by itself, I may. Because I like games. I like arcades. But what I now have to say to myself, where do I park? Is this a safe parking lot? Will I be able to get out and get to my car at night? Do I want to go to Dave and Buster's and chance there being a gunman or someone with a knife in the mall? And nobody should have to think that, but we think that, you know, it's a non, and you said it great, Brian, it's a non-destination now. It's not a destination. It's the place you don't go. When people say, you know, when I'm hanging out with my friends, they go, what do you want to do? I'm like, I'll tell you what I don't want to do. I don't want to go to the mall. I went on a date with this one girl I think it was last year. And she said to me, what do you want to do? You want to get some dinner? And I said, yeah. So we picked a place, and she wanted to get alcohol. And that was red flag number one for me. It's not that you can't have a drink, but when you're on the first date and like and they don't have a liquor license, and you're like, well, we got to go somewhere else then. You know, to me, it's like, really? We got to go somewhere else? We're on a first date. Do you need the drink right now, or can we just get some food? So she was like, all right, this place isn't open, that place, whatever. Do you want to go to the mall? And my response to her was, and I said this on the phone, I said, well, not particularly. And she was like, why? And I was like, because I don't feel like getting shot today. So, but that was my answer. I shouldn't have to feel like that. The mall used to be a place for generations to go. I used to go there and do Christmas shopping. I used to go there on my birthday. My dad's mom, my grandma on my dad's side, my gammy used to bring me to the mall for my birthday. We go to Shopping Town, we go to Carousel. And I pick out a gift because she wanted to make sure I got something I liked, and she wanted to be with me because she likes spending time with me. If she was alive right now, we wouldn't be doing that. So, I mean, and then my G-mama, my mom's mom, we would go to the movies all the time. Now I'd be driving her out to Movie Tavern, which is what I did. The last few movies she saw, that's where the last movie she saw at 99 years old. We went and saw Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart and The Rock. We went to Movie Tavern because I wasn't bringing her to the mall. I wasn't doing that. So, you know, I don't understand what's going on, and I don't understand why it keeps feeling like it's getting worse, but we have to do something with the mall. What did Brian say? It's tough because there are some nice stores there, but my preference is now to go to Waterloo. Yeah. I mean, we would rather go on the thruway, pay tolls, and drive 45 minutes out of Syracuse than go to the mall. Think about that. We would rather drive all the way out to Waterloo than go to the mall. What does that say to you? You got people that could walk to the mall, that get in their car and drive almost an hour to Waterloo, pay tolls there and tolls back, and put mileage on their car when they could walk or bike to Destiny USA. They drive to Waterloo. And now that you brought up Waterloo, I kind of want to go to Waterloo today. Now I'm thinking about Waterloo. Now I'm like, you know what? Maybe today's a Waterloo day. Why not? So, I mean, it's just, I agree. I agree with you. It's ridiculous. You know, how can we shop and just be? My thing that I used to be most nervous about in the mall was, if I see a pretty girl, do I have the courage to go up and talk to her and ask her out? That's what I used to think growing up. Now, when I go into the mall as an adult, I'm thinking to myself, do I have the courage to go into the mall? And if there's a gunman, you know, what am I going to do? You know, is the Spider-Man in me going to come out and I'm going to be able to, you know, jump and fly and swing and get the heck out of there? So, you know, I mean, I would be the type of person where I wouldn't just run out of the mall, because I'd be like, what if somebody gets shot? So I'd want to help everybody. I mean, I don't get it. But it is an annoying moment of the week for me, because the fact that I don't go to the mall, and I think about the fact that I don't go to the mall, and there's one main reason why I don't go. I don't feel safe. And I shouldn't have to say that, especially in my own city. This is my city, born and raised. This is my city, my people, blue collar, hardworking. We earn our money and then we spend it at the mall, right? Well, not many of us now, because we don't want to go. So, yeah, I can't tell you the last time I went to the mall with my mom. So I would love for things to be different at the mall, and I hope that someday soon we can figure this out with law enforcement, and that people that are just practicing, like, just stop with your violence, okay? Because at the root of all evil, it doesn't make any sense. So whatever you're beefing about that's got a beef on top of a beef on top of whatever, just stop. Okay? We don't need this. There doesn't need to be gangs. There doesn't need to be violence. There doesn't need to be generational hate. There doesn't need to be, if you wear this color, I don't like you. If you're on this side of town, I don't like you. Didn't you realize that if we all banded together and helped each other, the world would be a heck of a lot better? That things would be a lot better for all of us if we just work together? You do more together than you do apart. There's no reason to be hurting each other, individually or as a group. There's nothing that you gain from it. Violence only begets more violence. Sin begets more sin. Evil begets more evil. Hate begets more hate. The only thing that can drown that out is love. So if you want to be better as a community, then we got to put the guns down, the fists down, the knives down, and we got to squash the beef and get over it and start loving each other again. And I understand I'm saying this to people that are like, Dan, it's impossible, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. You know, a lot of times it's just people searching for attention.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know?
Searching for an answer. And I feel like we're better than that. You know, I feel like we're better than that. I want to see everybody succeed, not some of us. So let's do better. And let's build a safer community, a better community together. Please. Here and everywhere. I want little kids to be able to go to the mall with their mom and dad and their grandparents like I did. I don't want little kids to have to grow up without opportunities that I had. And things as simple as going to the mall, I have a million memories of my family doing that. Don't take that away from our future. And in order to not take it away from our future, we have to make better decisions in the present. You can't control what other people do, but we got to put parameters in place. I don't care. Put metal detectors at every door. Put a metal detector at every door. Let people freak out and scream and yell and why can't I come in? Because if they're freaking out, that means they're doing something bad. And then you ask them to leave and you move on with your life. But put a metal detector in there. It's fine. I just want people to feel safe. And I want people to actually be safe. Because what are we as a society if people can't go shopping without feeling unsafe? Or go to the movies? Or go to the park? You should be able to walk outside and live your life. Your biggest concern should be, is it going to rain today? Is it too hot for the dog to walk it on a Dog Lake Parkway? Those should be your concerns. Not, am I going to get shot by accident today? Or am I going to come out with my baby and have my tire slashed and the baby's crying and the baby just got over being sick and my husband's at work and now I can't get the baby home? Nothing inside of you should ever want to make someone else's life difficult or negative or hard. It says everything about you and nothing about them. If you seek to hurt other people with your words and your actions, something inside of you is screaming at you that you're not okay. And we need to do better at admitting we're not okay, seeking help, and not bringing our negativity onto other people, because nobody deserves to have your storm in their life too. And I don't want you to have your storm, but you got to be willing to get help, and there's got to be parameters put in place. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So whatever they're doing at the mall is not working. So it's time to do something else. Okay, the curfew doesn't work. There's a bunch of things that are happening that aren't working 100%. And not that anything's going to work 100%, but we got to do better. So the curfew, and you got to be this age, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, is it enforced? You got to do better. Or else that giant building is going to sit there and die and eventually collect weeds, and then evil wins. And is that what you want? No. So let's figure out a new plan, and let's do better so that people can feel safer, so that we can go out and do normal things. Going to JCPenney's every other week with my mom was a normal thing. Now my mom and I we don't even talk about, do you need to go to the mall for anything? It's like, let's go to Kohl's. Let's go to Target. Let's go somewhere which is a standalone place far away from the mall. And so, that's why I'm surprised that Shoppingtown and Great Northern can't revitalize themselves, because people aren't going. Destiny took all the business away from Shoppingtown and Great Northern, and now people don't want to go to Destiny. So this would be the perfect time for somebody to go take over those buildings and make new malls, because we went from people liking options to people all going to Destiny USA to now nobody wants to go to Destiny USA. So now we have options, but we don't unless somebody does something. So, things are cyclical. It's time for somebody who actually cares about the community to take over Great Northern and Shoppingtown and make malls again that are other opportunities for us to go to, and other theaters. And can we get a Cinemark or an AMC in Syracuse? How long do I have to wait for this? So, with that being said, we'll take a step aside for a fast break. A lot of annoying moments, but tell me I'm wrong. Tell me the points I'm making are wrong. Safety, opportunity, advancement, and not doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Thank you for being nice this year with your fireworks. That is not me giving you a green light to blow them off all weekend in the middle of the day and in the middle of the night. So please be nice. The annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like, and you can get out to Carvel 7 days a week and all throughout the year, and we expect you to get over there today and try the DT Dolphin. We would love for you to do that. So don't miss out on an opportunity. The weather is great. The DT Dolphin is amazing every single day of the year. The DT Dolphin, my Sunday with a spin in a special way with a spotlight on the Dolphins. Mint chocolate chip ice cream, green for the Dolphins, hot fudge, whipped cream, cherry, green and gold sprinkles, as well as a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your Sunday. Go and get it today exclusively at Carvel DeWitt. We'll take a step aside and be back with Lead right after this.
As we make ice cream, creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream, fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvelanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Proud to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, where sports truly meets that thing called life. It's time to jump in to our second of our three segments that we do every Friday, our trio of segments that we bring you, and that being Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, both located for you very easily right off the highway. So you can go to Chick-fil-A Cicero on 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York, and Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Like I said, right off the highway, very easy to find, and huge Chick-fil-A's. I mean, I was used to going to Chick-fil-A's down south, and they were small parking lot. You had to back, if you were in the parking lot, you had to back out of your spot like into the drive-thru to try and get out. It was tough getting traffic to move. These Chick-fil-A's, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, huge inside, great parking, and very efficient drive-thrus have been awesome. They've taken the Chick-fil-A experience and brought it to the nth degree, and that's thanks to Jim Sikowski, owner-operator, and their team members. You could see their team members in our very special segment, The Light Between Us, which airs every single month exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, spotlighting the wonderful people that are at Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, making up a team that truly cares, a team that is proud to believe and have their faith, and a team that wants to see you smile every single day. So, with that being said, today's topic for Lead: have the courage to be you. Have the courage to be you. Have the courage to stand out there and say, this is who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. Do you have the courage to be you? Do you have the courage to put yourself out there and be the best that you can be? Because it's not easy. It's not easy to put yourself out there. It's not easy to be who you are. You know, they say dance like nobody's watching. I say dance like everybody's watching. Who cares if they're watching? Be who you are. Get to a point in your life. See, I think it's stages, right? Stages. I want you to dance. I want you to go out there and dance. You know, so you have to have the courage to dance. So at first, maybe you're like, I don't know. But then you have the courage to dance. You go out there and you dance. And you say, well, I can dance because I'm pretending that nobody's watching. And then you evolve to the place where you don't care if everybody's watching. Let them watch. Let them see you dance. This is who I am. See, we wait our whole lives sometimes to get to a point where we just don't care anymore, in the sense of we don't care what people think of us. We don't care if they like us or if they don't like us, if they like our voice, if they like the way we look or our hairstyle or what we wear or our facial hair or not having facial hair. I was in a marriage where I was told I wasn't allowed to have facial hair. I wasn't allowed to have it. And after a year of being separated and going through a divorce, I met her for dinner to break bread with her one last time, because I wanted my last memory with her to be a positive one. And I wanted to, even if I had to be the bigger person, I wanted to be kind to her as we said goodbye. And one of the last things she said to me was, I said, "Why? You never said anything about my goatee." And she said, "Well, that's because I hate it." I was like, "Excuse me?" She goes, "Well, don't get me wrong. I'm sure a goatee would look good on another man's face, but not on your face." That's what she said. A year after we were separated. And a year after all of the things that she so wonderfully did. To say, I don't like the goatee on your face. And that was enough of rudeness. But then on top of that to say, oh, I would probably like it on somebody else's face, but not on yours. So did I have the courage to be myself? Yeah. After she said that, I didn't shave my goatee. It made me like my goatee more. That's what I'm saying. Have the courage to be who you are. Have the courage to go out there and enjoy your life. Get your hair color the way that you want it to be. Have a goatee, right? Have fun. I like Venom. I like Spider-Man. This is what I wear. This is what I like to wear, right? Not everybody gets it. Not everybody approves. Oh, that Venom character, Dan, what are you, a kid? Yeah, at my heart, I am. Is it a movie that I want to do someday? Absolutely. I want to make a Spider-Man movie where I get to introduce Venom the way that I want to do it. It's something that I've worked on in screenwriting for a very long time. Started writing a script over a decade ago. But even if I said, no, I don't want to write a movie, I don't want to do anything in my professional life, I just like the character, that's enough. If you're not hurting anybody, if you're not seeking violence, if you're not seeking to hurt anybody, then be who you are. That's always been me. If you're not hurting anybody, you're not out here doing crazy things and being violent and maliciously attacking people or doing things just to like I'm going to wear this just because I want to cause drama and piss people off. If you're not doing it for any of those reasons, then what's wrong with being you? What is wrong with wearing a Venom t-shirt? Nothing. What's wrong with having a goatee? Nothing. What's wrong with coloring your hair a different color, right? You've been a brunette all your life and you want to be a blonde and you're worried about what people are going to say about you in school when you come to school on Monday. Who cares what they think? It's your hair. Do you like it? Do you like it? Don't like it because they like it. Do you like it? Have the courage to be you. Because we wait so long in our lives to be ourselves. And then we look back on it. In high school, I wasn't me. I was quiet. I didn't say much. When I did talk, I was worried about what people thought. I didn't like eating in the cafeteria because there's people that would sit across from you like weirdos and watch you eat. So you're sitting there eating, going like, why is this person staring at me while I'm eating? Because they want to make you uncomfortable. Because they're uncomfortable. I didn't like gym class. Because whenever you're changing in the locker room and you're sitting there, guys would pick on each other while we were just sitting there putting our shorts on and doing this and that. They'd pick on each other's girlfriends. They'd say that you're short, you're this, you're that. It was a time period, like when you were at the when you were changing for gym class, it was a time for people to just start poking and just poke. Because there's no teacher there, and that's what people would do. You know? And so it's like, do you have the courage to be you? I was always me. But there were times where I would hide me. In my marriage, I didn't have my goatee. In my marriage, I didn't feel like I could be totally myself. I couldn't be myself around her mother. I couldn't be myself around her at times. I cover the Jacksonville Jaguars. I would go to Jacksonville. She'd get mad at me. And she'd call my mom and tell my mom to yell at me. Or she'd tell my mom because she knew my mom would call me. And then my mom would she'd call me up and say, your wife's upset, da-da-da. She wants you to come. No, my wife just wanted me to feel bad that I was living my dreams and she wasn't. And I tried to help her live her dreams and she didn't want to. I don't have dreams. Leave me alone. I just want to drink wine. Okay, well, then stop complaining. See, I don't get mad at other people's success. It doesn't bother me. I'm not intimidated by success. I think it's really funny, too, when a man tries to emasculate another man. I just sit there and smile. And if you could see my speech bubble of jokes that I'm just coming up with in the moment, just ad-lib. When a man comes up to you and tries to big time you. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny because any man that tries to make a man not feel like a man is not really a man. Follow that riddle. Any man or woman that goes up to another man or woman and tries to make you feel like less of a man or woman is truly not a man or woman themselves. Because who does that? But people are going to do it, right? People are going to do it all the time. So you have to be comfortable in your skin. And in today's world, it's hard because I didn't like getting bullied from 8 a.m. to 2 or 3. Now you could get bullied 24/7 because when you leave school, when you leave work, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Snapchat, there's all this stuff. right? There's people that like look for you on social media so that they could say things about you. Like they try to find things about you. And I mean, to me, it's ridiculous, but there's people that will take the time to try and say things and do things about you. And if somebody is out there trying to make you look like a bad person, trying to make your career look bad, trying to make who you are look bad, if someone is out there seeking to destroy your reputation, that person is outrageously jealous and terrified of you, threatened of you. Because why are you trying to take somebody's house down unless you think... Why would you take somebody's house down unless you think it's bigger than yours? It's nicer than yours. Nobody's going to attack the shack. Nobody's going to attack the little shanty house. They're going to attack the mansion. Why are they attacking the mansion? Well, because they want the mansion. So, it takes a lot to believe it over time, but there is the reality to something that I hear more and more these days, which is the way someone treats you says everything about them and nothing about you. The way that somebody treats you says everything about them and nothing about you. That's something to take in and understand. Is what they do and what they say about you. If they're out there trying to destroy your reputation, they're jealous of you. You're threatening them. I don't say bad things about people. Well, Dan, you talk about ex-girlfriends on your show. You talk about the media. Do I ever give their name? I talk about situations that I've been through because I'm using it as an example of something I've learned or learning to, get over it or have comedy or realize that not everybody's going to be nice to you. I utilize it as a growing tool, but I never say anybody's name. And why don't I do that? Because I'm not personally attacking them. I don't want to hit them back. I don't want to eye for an eye. I use it as an example. When I talk about my ex-wife, I tell people that's for me saying to people, there are people in their own homes that are not themselves because their wife told them that they can't be, because their husband told them that they can't be. When you're with the wrong person, you can't be yourself. And I've seen it in my family. I've seen people married in my family where they, inside of their own house, don't feel comfortable. And when I felt that way, I was like, ew, because I've been standing up against this all my life. I'm not going to be a hypocrite because I think that's one of the biggest sins you can commit on a daily basis that goes unnoticed at times is being a hypocrite. But being a hypocrite, no. So when I'm telling people, if you can't be you in your own domain, then where can you be you? So have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to wear the things that you want to wear and do the things you want to do and say the things that you want to say. Now, this is not me, but again, not in hurting other people. I'm not saying have the courage to go out there and say really mean things, but no. Have the courage to be who you are. Common sense needs to be common again. Be who you are and be proud of who you are. Have the courage to be exactly who you are. Because your voice... God made you that height. Some people may not like it. I've had women say some really disrespectful things to me. They said, I love everything about you, but I wish you were 6 foot. Okay, well, I'm 5'8". I don't have 3 more inches. My bad. Or whatever, 4 more inches. My bad. I can't count this morning. My bad. 4 inches is going to make you love me more. If I'm 4 inches taller, really? That's going to make you love me more? It's going to change who I am as a person? No. So, but people say that. A man might say to a woman, I wish your legs looked like this. I like when you were a blonde. I don't know why you're brown and why you got brown hair again. Right? How do we respond to that? Have the courage to be yourself. Do you have your hair color because somebody told you to have it? Or because you wanted it? Is your wardrobe, or is it the wardrobe that your husband picked out for you and said, this is what you're going to wear? Are you in a job that you love, or are you in a job because your parents told you had to get any job, so they forced you into a job that you hate going to every day? You have to be yourself because life is meant for that. God made you uniquely you. Your DNA is unlike anybody else's. It is not completely the same as anyone else. It's got pieces of your history, pieces of your family, but your DNA is yours. It is you. Your fingerprint is only yours. So why, if your fingerprint is so unique, why do you refuse to be? Think about that. If your fingerprint is so unique, why do you refuse to be unique? Be who you are. Be who you are. Like what you like. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars and Toronto Raptors and the Diamondbacks. You know how many people have made fun of me for that? For God knows how many years, decades. And guess what? I'm still a Diamondbacks, still a Raptors, and still a Jaguars fan. It didn't change me. I didn't take the hat off. I didn't hide it. I didn't throw it somewhere. I've been a fan of them, and I'll continue since the beginning, and I'll continue to be. If people told you that they didn't listen to boy bands growing up in high school, they're lying, because the majority of people did. And the people that used to make fun of it and say really mean things about it in my high school, they had the CDs in their car. So, have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to say that you know the lyrics to I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys. Have the courage to say that in the studio this morning, I was listening to Paula Abdul's Rush Rush. It's on my Instagram story right now. I'm not going to hide it. Well, Dan, who's that? If you put it on your Instagram story, what girl is that for? It's not for any girl. I'm single. I put it up because I like the song. Well, you put up a female song. What if guys make fun of you for it? Why would a guy make fun of me for appreciating music by a female? That doesn't make any sense. A lot of people make good music. So, it's once you stop caring what other people think of you, and once you stop doing things to please other people, your stress goes down and you become a lot happier as an individual. Because trying to please this world, it's never going to work. And you say, well, Dan, you're an entertainer. Don't you have to please this world? I don't do this to please this world. I do this to please God. I chase my dreams to please God and to do what I love. I'm second to God. Well, Dan, if you want to do comedy, you got to pack the place, so you got to tell jokes that please the people. I'm going to tell the jokes that I know. I'm going to live the life that I have. I'm going to learn, evolve, and grow. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver, right? That's what this segment is. But I'm going to be me. I can't talk about things I don't know, and I can't pretend to be somebody else just to make somebody laugh, because it might make some people laugh, but the people that know me are going to know he's sold out. He's not himself, and I'm going to know that more than anything else. So have the courage to walk out into society today and be who you are, and be proud of it. Don't hide if you believe in God. You don't have to get a megaphone. But you don't have to pretend like you're not doing the sign of the cross before you eat your meal at Avicoli's today. Right? And when you go to the movie theater and you go see Little Mermaid, you don't have to put, an umbrella over you, or, crouch down and, you see little kids coming in and you got to put the sweatshirt. No. Watch the dang movie. Nobody has to. You don't have to. See, that's the thing what happens with me in dating now. When somebody says to me, why do you like this stuff? Now, there's one thing of saying, like, hey, why do you like this? Let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion. That's different than saying, like, I'm on the defensive, Dan. Tell me why you believe in God. Tell me why you like comic books. I need you to prove. I don't need to prove anything to you. This is not a debate. I like what I like. And after this conversation, I'm still going to like it. You're not going to make me not love God. You're not going to make me not love Marvel. Well, I hate Marvel. I'm not going to watch the movies with you. Good. I'm still going to watch the movies. Well, and then we're going to date, and months in, you're going to say, well, Dan, are you going to the movie? Yeah, and you're going to leave me here all by myself? You chose to be here all by yourself. Did you think 2 months ago when I said I was going to see the movies with or without you, because you're not going to change who I am, that I was lying? This is what I want to do, right? If you're not hurting anybody, what's the problem? There is no problem. It's just people want you to get uncomfortable because they're uncomfortable. Let me tell you something about haters. They're great to have because they're a reminder that you're doing something good. Because haters don't hate you unless you're threatening them. making them scared, making them uncomfortable, making them look bad, or they want your life. And what do they say? The devil's nice to the people that are doing bad things. What did Denzel Washington say? He said, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's my favorite." You know? That's what the devil says when you're doing bad things. When you feel like there's hate coming after you or your road isn't easy, that's a statement of you doing something good. The devil doesn't like when you're doing nice things. So keep doing good things. Keep being yourself. And stop making sentences like, "I don't have a goatee because my wife told me I couldn't," a reality. She doesn't own your face. So, "Well, I'm not going to kiss you if you have a goatee." Okay, well then don't kiss me. You know? You deserve to be who you are. And I've had plenty of women say to me, "How dare anybody ever tell you couldn't have a goatee?" Because that would be like telling us to cut our hair or not cut our hair or what color we could have. And you know we hate that as women when a man tells us what to do with our hair. So why should we tell you what to do with your face? And I was like, bam, thank you. Amen. Eye for an eye, baby, is making the whole world blind. Hypocrisy is making the whole world ridiculous. Be a nice person, be kind to each other, and learn to love. Have the courage to be who you are. Have the courage, if there's a slide at a party and nobody's on it and you want to slide, go slide. There's nothing wrong with being proud to be the beautiful soul that you are. So if nobody else told you in a long time, or if nobody's ever told you, you're beautiful as who you are. You're handsome as who you are. Don't be afraid to be the awesome person that you are inside. Why keep inside all the beauty? Let it out. Don't trap yourself inside of yourself. Be free. And have the courage to be yourself today and every day. It's not easy, but it gets easier the more you do it. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for the Top Dog of the Week.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? This is a special message from Merritt Brady, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York.
Chick-fil-A for me has always been about the people. I think it starts with the strength and leadership of the Cathy family. It's just amazing to see a family-run business reach the altitude that they have. Second mile service is something that we embodied at my previous business, and the ability to make people feel like they're the only person at your establishment, that you are there to serve them that day and looking for those extra ways to make them happy, to anticipate what they need next is what makes me tick. And I'm going to have so many opportunities at Chick-fil-A to do that. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. My favorite application question or interview question when I'm interviewing is when I get to, have you ever eaten at Chick-fil-A? and a smile hits both their ears, you know, they can't even answer the question for a second. And when I see that, it's like, man, that's going to be a great hire. They already get it. They already feel it. They already know that we're different. The Chick-fil-A experience, it's a real thing. And then, of course, just our generosity and community involvement and making a positive impact in the lives of our team members, our guests, and the community in general, I think is really the secret sauce.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Proud to be here with you where sports meets life every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we have Bryce Zicaro coming up with us in just a moment here. But before we do that, we have our top dog of the week. Top dog of the week proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. And I have two top dogs this week, so I'm very happy to give you both of our top dogs. And first and foremost, this is an easy one for me. Well, they both are. First top dog of the week, proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, is the birthday girl, my Lily, turning 7 yesterday. And you saw her on the show as she was in studio yesterday morning as she turned 7 years old. We had an awesome birthday for Lily all set up. I will say this, I don't know any dog or human that started off their birthday, I've 37 years, I've never experienced this, somebody that started off their birthday with ice cream and ended their birthday with ice cream. Lily started off her day with ice cream from Carvel, and that was from my mom, and then she ended her birthday with some Frosty Paws peanut butter ice cream, so the ice cream made for dogs from Purina. So I don't know anybody else that got to start and end the day with ice cream except for Lily, and she deserves it. So I do want to honor her as the top dog of the week and wish her a very happy birthday. Those of you that know me know that, you know, it's not that I treat her like my daughter. She is, and she's awesome. So, you know, we've been through a lot together. We've seen a lot in these first, 6+ years. And now we have an opportunity to go into year 7 in an awesome, awesome way. So I got to shout out the birthday girl, Lily. And my other top dog of the week, well, he's in studio with me. And the reason why he's a top dog of the week is because, well, he deserves to be, in my opinion. And that is Bryce Zicaro, who is honored as the top dog of the week. He didn't know I was doing this, but that's why I do it. So Bryce being honored as the top dog of the week as well because of everything that he's done in the community, everything that he's been to our community. You know, I mean, we met a few years ago and you came into the studio, and it was when I think you might have been one of the first, if not the first, to come into the studio years ago. And we had the opportunity to have Bryce here from CNS, from the North Stars, and everything that he's done over these last few years. You know, you let me tell your story. Your family let me tell the story. And, you know, I've always been keeping that in the back of my mind. Even when you haven't been sitting here, even when we haven't talked, it's always been, from the moment I told you to now, I want to see you do well. I want to see, you know, guys like Bryce and ladies out there that I know as well. I want to see people succeed, especially here in our community that have worked so very hard and so diligently in Central and Upstate New York. So you're the top dog of the week as well. You get to share the stage with Lily. What do you think about that?
That's awesome, yeah. Cool.
So, top dog of the week here in our community, Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, proudly presenting it to you. Bryce Zicaro going right into our segment here as we have him in studio. So, Bryce, first and foremost, it's been a minute. So, how's life?
It's good. Really good.
Good? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me how life's going right now.
Right now, I'm just kind of, trying to stay active, and I'm not playing summer ball this year. My family decided to take a cruise, so I really couldn't commit to anything.
Okay.
So I'm just really trying to, still work on my craft and stay active.
I love how Lily remembered you immediately. Yeah. So sometimes she's like, she kind of like looks at someone and she's like, do I know them? Do I not know them? She wagged her tail and jumped right up on you, and now she's hanging out with them right now. So, but yeah, so the family decided to take a cruise. When are you taking it?
I leave tomorrow.
You leave tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, where are we going?
We're leaving out of Baltimore and we're going to the Bahamas.
Going to the Bahamas?
Yeah.
All right, so I had never been on a cruise before.
Neither have I.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, I'm a little nervous.
So you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So this is your first cruise.
Yeah.
And I went on my first cruise also this year.
Okay.
In January, and went with my mom on the cruise, and we had the opportunity to go to the Bahamas as well. So I was also at the Bahamas, and so I mean, I could tell you that it's definitely unique to go on a cruise. It's not something that I can really compare to anything, but it was a lot of fun. And what company are you doing? Is it like a Disney cruise or something else?
No, it's Carnival.
Carnival, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going on the Carnival cruise line.
Yeah.
So, and it's just Bahamas, or is it somewhere else?
I really don't know. My mom just told me it's Bahamas. I don't ask too many questions. She just kind of tells me where we're going, and I don't complain about it.
So mom was like, "We're going on a cruise.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of ironic. We both going on our first cruise, 2023.
Yeah.
Both going to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I can tell you the Bahamas was fun. The food was really good.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for that.
So yeah, I mean, you definitely, if you like the, I mean, it's going to be different. And Bahamas, Nassau, and Atlantis is where you're going. So, I heard Nassau is nice. Actually, I think we were in the Nassau area, but I have never been to Atlantis. My dad's been to Atlantis.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, what are you hoping is on the buffet on the cruise? Like, what are you hoping is the food on the cruise?
I'm just hoping there's some seafood. I love seafood. I can honestly eat seafood for every meal that I have. So.
Well, I could tell you. So on the cruise that I went on the Disney Wish. So on that cruise, they had a buffet every day.
Yeah.
And on the buffet, every day, all you can eat. Because I forgot. I went out there. I'm like, where do I pay? And then I'm thinking in my head, like, there's certain things I shouldn't get because they're probably expensive. No, it's like you've already paid for it, so you can eat whatever you want. So I go on the cruise, and I'm out there eating every day. Crab legs and shrimp. Wow. The last full day, I ate like 30 shrimp. I think I got mercury poisoning. So but I did. I ate an outrageous amount of shrimp because I love shrimp. So I can swim in the water like I was born in Atlantis, and I can eat as if I was like a fish. So there's a part of me that believes that Jason Momoa and I have more in common. There's a really good chance I'm probably in the Aquaman family. But, I'm looking into it. Me, I do have Hispanic blood, so I know Namor just came out in Black Panther. There's a chance I could be a part of, what is it, Talocan? So, I mean, their home world. My mom said it before. She's like, it's like I have gills. She's like, how are you in the water all day? But, yeah, so you'll like it. Seafood will be good. I hope you have crab legs on there.
Yeah, I love crab legs.
Okay, all right. Yeah, see, there's some people that you got to dedicate to crab legs.
Yeah.
Because it's not an easy thing to crack.
No.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
So you finished up at CNS.
Yeah.
You've graduated.
Graduated.
That's weird for me.
Yeah.
Is it weird for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still, I don't think it's really hit me yet. I think probably when I step on campus at Niagara, it'll feel kind of real.
Brian said he's not a big eater.
No.
So that's obviously jokes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is Dad like?
He'll eat anything just like me.
Okay.
Yeah, anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had to make, if you had a meal at the house and Mom and Dad were cooking, what would your dad make? What would your mom make?
My dad would probably make some barbecue. He loves to smoke.
Okay.
In the smoker, so we'd probably do some barbecue.
Okay.
My mom really likes to cook. She could do beef tips and noodles. She's really good at making that. Okay. She does burgers and stuff like that. She's really good. Yeah, I like when she makes food. I don't like when my dad makes food. But when he's smoking something, it's fine. But like anything else, it's kind of like, I don't really know if I want to eat that.
You'd rather Mom do it?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. You've heard that live to the world. So you finished up at CNS. Yeah. Like it's a little weird for me, like I said, that it's done.
Yeah.
Bring me into your last time on the mound at CNS as a North Star.
Yeah, I mean, at the time when I was on the mound, I really didn't know that it would be my last time. It was the opening round of sectionals. and I didn't throw my best game. I threw 4 innings. I was really good the first 4 innings, and then I went out to the 5th, and I gave up 4 runs. But yeah, at that point, I really didn't know that would be my last time, because we were really trying to make a push for the sectional finals. But we lost to CBA in the semifinals. Really good game, really close game. But yeah, at that point, I really wasn't thinking about it. But looking back on it now, wish I would have done better. But it is what it is. I got the job done for my team, and defense had my back, and we definitely hit during that game. So.
And when you're a pitcher, you don't know always when your next time on the mound is going to be. So, how difficult is that when you pitch? And like you said, I didn't know it was going to be my last time on the mound for CNS. I wanted to go out there again, and then the team loses, and there's not another. Just how hard is it to just sit there and watch as a pitcher when it's not your time in the rotation?
Yeah, it's really hard, because you know how much you can help your team, and not being able to do anything really sucks. There's kind of decisions that I would have made if I was the coach, but that's not my job. I'm just a player. I'm gonna go out and do what I have to do, and do what you tell me to do.
So there's been a road, there's been a journey. There was East Stroudsburg, right? Mm-hmm. And then now Niagara County Community College. Mm-hmm. What transpired in your time from going to East Stroudsburg to now going to Niagara?
When I originally committed to East Stroudsburg, I committed because I had to get knee surgery, and I really didn't know what my next step would be in that process. So East Stroudsburg was more like a safety pick for me. Being able to go there and start as a freshman was really big for me. And then when the opportunity came with Niagara, it kind of seemed like a no-brainer to me. I go for 2 years, and then I can either get drafted or enter the portal. So that idea of being able to do that and being able to either go to my dream school or pursue my dream, it's a no-brainer there.
So for you, like you said, when you had to have surgery, mm-hmm. you committed to East Stroudsburg, and you said it was like a safety net.
Yeah.
Like, let me make sure I commit somewhere. So, because I'm going through the surgery, I don't want to be left without a home.
And I didn't know what the next step would be with my knee surgery. So, it could have been, thank God it was great. Everything went well, but, it could have definitely went sideways really quick.
So how did East Stroudsburg take it when you have to make that phone call and say, I'm going to go to a different place?
Yeah, they understood. They kind of understood my reasoning for it. And I'm not, very academically inclined. So, being able to go to a junior college and kind of, get my feet wet and, get the help that I need with schoolwork and all that is definitely a big opportunity for me.
You said you're not academically inclined.
No,
so what do you need to light the fire underneath you to become better?
It really happened this year. Kind of, talking to people that are close with me about the schools that I could have went to. And really the grades were a part of the reason why I couldn't go there. So that really kind of, it hit me hard, knowing that I was that close to being able to go to some of the schools that I really dreamed of going to. But of course, it's not over for me. My path's not over. So being able to go to Niagara and get my grades up will definitely be a big opportunity for me.
Why do you, when you go through that, and sometimes, it's a little harder for people in school to focus or to retain the information or whatever it may be. Different things work for different people. Is there a system that you feel like will start to work for you? Are there things you take from CNS and say, I'm going to implement this, I'm going to, try to study this way? How do you evolve as a student?
I understood that I have a procrastination issue, and everything that I do, I'm going to procrastinate it. So I'm just going to, push it off until the last possible second. And when I was at CNS, and honestly, like, some of my counselors started to notice that I was doing that, they got me on a plan where, when I was assigned something, I did it that night, and then, was able to turn it in the next day. And once I started doing that, you know, my grades got up, and I started to look a lot better in the academic field. But, you know, it was nothing compared to, you know, what I did before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really didn't do a huge dent in, you know, my accumulative GPA, but, you know, it still helped me, you know, kind of leading forward into college.
You know, I think we talked about this with somebody in my family years ago when we go on a family trip, is she was always late. Mm-hmm. And if we told her 5, she'd be ready at like 6:15. Mm-hmm. So we started to tell her 2 hours earlier because we knew we had to be there by 5, but if we told her 3, we knew we'd be there by 4:30. Mm-hmm. So maybe that works with you. Maybe if something's due on February 16th, they tell you it's due on February 9th.
Yeah, I would be able to do it.
Yeah, you know, I think, but I mean, procrastination, it happens with a lot of people. I've done it before, mm-hmm. right? And my mom said to me, she's like, you know, when your feet are to the fire, though, like that's when you do some of your best work.
Yeah.
So some people like kind of subconsciously being put in a situation where like it comes down to the point where you have to do it, yeah. and then they get better in that moment. So, I mean, you can use it as your advantage, but what you're going to realize as you get older is you don't want to stay up all night. You don't want to pull an all-nighter. You don't want to be exhausted. You don't want to be killing yourself at the end. So as much as you can perform in the last possible second, in the 11th hour, the older you get, the more you realize, like, I don't want to put myself in this high-octane situation. Mm-hmm. Because, and the thing is like, so I played basketball. You play baseball. When you love athletics and you love the feel of it, I want the ball in my hands when it's the end of the game and I got to hit a 3.
Yeah.
You want the ball in your hands when you have to make sure that you get that final out.
Yeah.
So sometimes we carry that into academics because we like the high octane. Mm-hmm. You like being in a situation where it's the 11th hour and you have to write this paper to close out your time at school for that semester, just like you're closing out a game. Mm-hmm. So if you look at it and you realize and you understand that the athletic brain in you is like, I like being put in this high octane situation, I can understand the procrastination.
Yeah.
But when you want to sleep and you want to enjoy your life and there's things you want to do and it starts affecting the way you feel and you wake up groggy, that'll kick your tail.
Yeah.
So I'll say nip it in the bud now.
Yeah.
So you're not in college doing what I did, which I got really good grades. But, I mean, there were days where I saw the sun come up and I was just, you know, I still think I'm trying to chase sleep that I lost in 2001. So don't do that. Don't try to not do that. So, but, I mean, does that make sense, though?
Absolutely.
That, you know, you like the high octane.
Absolutely.
So you're chasing that, right? Yeah. So just remember to leave that for the field.
Yeah.
You know, your passion, your desire to win, bring that into the classroom, but leave the procrastination out. Because you know you can't procrastinate on the field. No. You can't not practice and not put yourself out there. And, I mean, if you got to come in from the bullpen, you can't just stand there cold and wait.
Yeah.
You got to pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as you love the 11th hour high octane, and that might be why you procrastinate, you have to remind yourself that without practice and without looking at film and without building your body up and all these things that you do to get ready for a game, you wouldn't be a good pitcher, you wouldn't be a good DH. So as much as athletics makes sense why you procrastinate, it also doesn't make sense because you would be a terrible baseball player if you didn't prepare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Use that.
I will.
Copyright TM.
I like that. Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah.
So, pitcher DH. There's other people that do that.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of pitchers can hit.
No.
Why is it important for you to get out there and hit that ball?
I just believe that I have, you know, unbelievable power that some of I haven't even, you know, really tapped into yet. So, you know, I just feel like giving up the bat is kind of stupid for me, and a lot of people have told me that, like, anywhere that I go, I need to, you know, make it a staple that I hit.
Yeah. I mean, for you to be a pitcher and to hit, do you feel like when you're exhausted on the mound in a game, mm-hmm. does that affect your ability to swing?
No, not at all. Honestly, in my head, I take it as when I'm hitting and I'm pitching in the same game, I kind of leave, you know, the pitching stuff on the mound and I leave the hitting stuff at the plate. I really don't like to carry it into what I'm going to do. So like if I have a bad outing where I'm pitching and then I go to the plate and I'm still thinking about that, I know I'm not going to do good. Same thing if I'm hitting or I strike out and then I go on the mound and I'm thinking about that, I know I'm not going to throw good. So I really need to separate the two and kind of think of it as two different kind of games.
How does your body deal with it? Because pitching is already in a regular motion that your body is not supposed to do. That's why we see injuries, because your shoulder isn't supposed to do that. Your elbow's not supposed to go that way. So just to be a pitcher, you're doing something that your body is not supposed to be made to do.
Yeah.
So when you're putting that on your body over and over and over again in a game and you get up to hit, how do you still have physically, how do you still have the power to hit?
It's a lot harder for me because I'm a lefty pitcher and a righty hitter.
Yeah.
So when I'm holding the bat, my left hand is my dominant hand when I'm hitting. So if I was a lefty pitcher and a lefty hitter, my right hand would be my dominant hand, so it wouldn't be as hard. Yeah. So, when I'm getting fatigued on the mound and I have to go up to hit, I definitely feel it in my arm. So when I'm grabbing that bat and then I feel it. But I kind of push past it, with the adrenaline and all that running through me. I still swing as hard as I possibly can every time.
So what do you do to train your body to withstand multiple innings pitching plus having to hit the ball?
Well, how I train is I will do everything in the same day. So I'll work out in the same day, pitch in the same day, and hit in the same day. Yeah. So I'll still be able to feel that fatigue that I would get when I'm throwing and then going to hit. And I think that helps me a lot.
So you like doing it all training in the same day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, 123 Ks?
In my career at CNS.
In your career at CNS?
Yeah.
123 strikeouts.
Yeah, 50. I think I had 54 or 55 in my senior year.
Thoughts on that?
Not really. Job's not done. I'm still ready to go to college. I want to break records at Niagara, and wherever else I go after that.
What is it about Niagara that you chose that community college where there's a bunch of them in New York State? Why Niagara?
Niagara is really a staple for developing pitchers. They've had 3 or 4 draft picks in the last 10 years as pitchers. They've also had position players too. There's a local kid that's going to get drafted. He's out of Fulton, and he throws 98 miles an hour. But he developed there. He went there. He was throwing 90, 92, and now he's throwing 98. So they definitely do it right with the pitchers, and absolutely with the hitters too. I'm just kind of getting the best of both worlds.
So the coaching staff. Who have you built relationships with? Who have you connected to the most?
Yeah, Coach Klingersmith.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the head coach there. He was really awesome. He was the one that reached out to me originally and kind of, talked about, the possibility of going there. He was really cool.
So when did you feel the love from him? Like, did you feel that they were consistent with you?
Oh, absolutely. As soon as I, stepped on campus, they were really, really excited to get me there. I know a couple of, especially my roommates, Jack Hoppy, who goes to Liverpool. That's actually the guy right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
So you're going to be playing for the Thunderwolves.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? You smiled when you heard that.
Yeah, it's different. Their nickname are the T-Wolves. Yeah. So, it's kind of cool.
Kind of like the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it.
They're blue.
Yeah.
So you don't have to change your dominant color.
No, not really.
The record this past season, 2022-23, 44-7, 15-0 at home, 18-5 on the road, 11-2 on neutral field. Not too shabby.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What do you know about their pitching staff right now? How do you work into it?
I know right now that they're losing a lot of guys that are graduating and moving on. So I know that I'll definitely be in the rotation. So I'm pretty excited for that.
And it's a couple years. So, you have literally half the amount of time to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Again, adrenaline, 11th hour. Do you like the fact that you have 2 years to prove it?
I love it.
Yeah. What makes you love being put to the test immediately? Like, why do you like being thrown into the fire?
I've always kind of just been that guy that, goes out there and really dominates in the high pressure situations.
How would you describe your pitching style?
I'm electric.
Oh, electric,
Yeah,
okay.
electric.
So when you're throwing, do you have, so somebody who, like, let's say somebody's never seen you.
Yeah.
How would you describe your wind-up release? Like, how would you describe how you've created your way about you? Because when you watch pitchers historically, there's people that just have unique ways. Like, do you feel that you're more traditional? Does it kind of come out in a more natural, traditional-looking way? Do you have something that you try to do that's a little bit different? I remember, because I'm a Diamondbacks fan, Seung-Young Kim would, like, his entire wind-up and release looked out, like, it looked insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did this weird, like, and, like, this scoop thing, and every time he did it, I thought he was going to throw the ball into the stands.
Yeah.
So, do you have something that you consider unique about the way that you pitch?
Yeah, sometimes if you've ever watched Nestor Cortez, he does the pause. Stroman did it first, and I kind of tried to implement that into my wind-up, and I really like it. And it gets a lot of guys fooled. But I don't do it every pitch, but, you know, sometimes if it's like 0-2 or 1-2 and, you know, he's kind of, you know, a little early on the fastball, I'll just, you know, pause a little bit and then go. But I consider myself like a rubber band. You know, you pull it back, and then as soon as you let go, it's like everything just goes.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. How did you create your pitching style?
It really just kind of came to me. I used to have like a herky-jerky thing that I used to do with my arm, and it just did not look healthy at all.
Yeah.
So I got with some pitching guys, and
what
they kind of...
What did it look like?
It looked like I would like cock my arm like 3 times.
Okay.
Which is just not healthy for my arm. So I got with some pitching guys, and they kind of just taught me just to kind of bring my elbow back and act like I'm, you know, elbowing the third baseman. And once I started doing that, I really started to see the velocity difference. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, do you have a favorite pitch?
Fastball. Okay. Yeah, I love the fastball.
How fast are we getting?
I touched 89.
Touched 89?
Yeah.
Where would you like to be?
90s.
Yeah, so 90s. Somewhere in the 90s.
Yeah.
Is there another pitch that I don't want you to give away?
No, yeah.
But is there, besides your fastball, is there something else?
Yeah, I throw a really good knuckle curveball.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my go-to pitch if it's not the fastball.
That's your go-to. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How did you learn that? Like, how did you learn your style of how you do that?
Matt Gates. I started training with him when I was, 10 years old.
Okay.
And he taught me that grip early, and I kind of really stuck with it. Yeah, Kinetic Pro too. Yep, they're in Tampa.
Yeah, bring me into Kinetic Pro, because Florida is our second home of the show. So.
Yeah. They're awesome. They got a lot of big guys in house. And they just really do the job. When I lived there for a little bit, they kind of treated me like family, and they still treat me like family. I'm still in contact with them almost every day.
So when you said you lived there for a little bit, bring me into that.
Yeah. So during the summer, past summer, I lived there for a month and a half, and I trained in-house with them. And I was also training there when I lived in Florida 3 years ago. And I found them kind of by, weird circumstances. I went to school. I got there in early June, and school for them stops. I got there in early May, and school stops for them in May.
Yeah.
So I was there for like 2 weeks, and one of the gym teachers saw me throwing a football, and he was like, "Hey, you got a really good arm." And he got me in contact with this coach who knew the guys at Kinetic Pro. So it was kind of like a weird kind of situation how that happened. Yeah. But, I definitely don't regret living down there. I met some of the best people in the world, especially in the baseball community. And, it was great.
Did you go to any Rays games?
No, I didn't. When I was there, though, during the summer, the Perfect Game National Tournament was there, and I was able to see that and see some of my guys that I knew.
So I cover the Rays. Mm-hmm. So I actually, this year, rekindled that, flew down, did Rays Dodgers.
Yeah.
And so my Diamondbacks got one of the games from them recently. Yeah. But I'll be back down hopefully soon to see them. But you were living in Tampa both times you were in Florida?
Yeah, I was living in Tampa.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
St. Pete, Tampa area?
Yep. So
did you go to St. Pete's Beach?
Yeah. Yep. So St. Pete, I actually lived in St. Pete.
Okay.
When I was there during the summer.
Best beach.
And then I lived in Wesley Chapel when we actually lived there, like moved there.
Okay.
So, that was cool.
So you went to school?
Yep. I went to school there. I went to Wesley Chapel.
So how did that work out with CNS? You're like finishing a semester or
yeah,
doing an entire one?
So I finished the year at CNS and then kind of like jumped back in with the schools in Florida, and then in the middle of January we moved back and jumped back into CNS, and they, you know, obviously they were very happy to have me back, and then COVID hit at that point, so it was just that was kind of it.
Yeah. And then you were able to have your classes kind of count.
Yeah,
for both.
Absolutely. It was difficult with the transcript because Florida schools are a lot different than up here. Yeah. I mean, it's really different. Kind of the education that they get up down there is a lot different than up here.
So, COVID hits.
Yeah.
I remember exactly where I was when I was talking to you on the phone. I think you were traveling with your dad.
Yeah.
I was driving to, I think I was going to Movie Tavern, which is ironic because I was talking about how I don't go to the movies at Destiny anymore because it's just like not safe to go to our mall. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm on my way to Movie Tavern. I remember exactly where I was. I was coming around the bend where you can go to Fairmount or you could go Auburn way.
Yeah.
And I was coming around there and I was on the phone with you and I was on my hands free. And I said, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I'm on my way to a tournament in New Jersey." And I was like, "It's COVID." Yeah. I was like, "They're playing?" And you're like, "Yeah." And that's when I started to really understand that New York had all of these restrictions, but that you could literally go to New Jersey or Pennsylvania. You could go to like a couple hours different and play. So you were doing summer stuff in New Jersey when I called you and spoke with you that day, you and your dad.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because COVID hit and New York student athletes stopped.
Yeah.
And some people left state. You went to New Jersey. My buddy Daniel Santiago, who played O-line, D-line, he went to Arizona, played for Horizon.
Yeah.
So bring me into that, because when COVID hit, you didn't sit pat, you left.
Yeah, I mean, baseball kept going on. We tried to find anywhere we could play, and I was grateful for that, and grateful to know the people that were kind of putting that stuff together. So it really didn't feel like COVID at that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, during the winter time, it was ridiculous up here, and then as soon as the summer hit, it was the same kind of thing, kind of trying to jump in and play games.
Yeah, well, and that's, I mean, when you got to go out there and you got to do it, how weird was it for you to see like the world completely stopped in New York and then go to New Jersey and then there's all these kids out on a field?
Yeah, it was definitely a little weird. Everybody's in the stands, kind of, some have masks on, some of them don't, but nobody's stopping them.
Yeah. And so you got to go out there. What did you learn in the time during COVID where you could have been scared and stayed in your house? Why do you think that time benefited you as a baseball player, that you sought an opportunity to continue to play?
Yeah, I mean, during that time, I was able to play with some of the best guys in the country, and that really opened my eyes to, seeing what I need to work on and, where I need to get. And being able to do that was definitely huge for me, and especially with my training.
Shohei Ohtani, they brought the universal DH in last season. They tested it during COVID. They brought it in after that. It made no sense to me. So there's a bunch of questions coming from this. I'm hanging out with Bryce Zicaro in studio, CNS grad, so weird to say, and Niagara County Community College, upcoming student athlete on the baseball field and in the classroom. And of course, we're here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We appreciate you being here hanging out with us in the Central New York spotlight. Shohei Ohtani, and total enigma. Like, nobody's like this guy. So we see him, and we look back, Babe Ruth was a pitcher. This man's a better pitcher than Babe Ruth was, and he's hitting like crazy. Longest home run so far this season, 493 feet. So they make the universal DH. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Like it or dislike that it's universal?
I love it. I really do, because some pitchers just can't hit. They're not made to hit.
Many pitchers can't
hit. Yeah. And at the same point, though, there are pitchers that can hit.
Yeah.
I remember Madison Bumgarner was one of the best hitting pitchers that there was, and same thing with Zach Greinke.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
Do I have it in here? Let me see if I have it. I think I do. I think I have the pitcher that... Let me see. Yeah, here's one of my if not my favorite pitcher. This is a pitcher who could not hit. I think his batting average was .091.
Yeah.
That guy right there.
Big unit.
Randy Johnson, everybody knows I'm a Diamondback fan, been since the beginning of the Diamondbacks. Fastest team to the World Series and to win it. And Randy Johnson could not hit. So many pitchers can't.
No.
Do you think it was fair that the American League and the National League, I mean, I guess it was fitting calling them leagues and not conferences because it was two different leagues of baseball. In one league, you have this guy whose only job is to hit. And in another league, you have pitchers where most of them don't hit well. And so they come up in the rotation. It's an easy out most of the time. Then another league is playing with a guy who's literally just your power, who's out here to smoke people.
Yeah.
How ridiculous was that for you as a baseball fan to grow up like we all did, seeing one league have an extra hitter and another league have an easy out?
I never thought it was fair. I always just kind of thought it was a little ridiculous. But I really do love the DH rule now.
And so the DH rule's in place.
Yeah.
But everybody got sad thinking, Shohei Ohtani can't hit anymore. Yeah. Then they make the Shohei Ohtani rule. Mm-hmm. If your pitcher wants to hit, there's a means of getting around it and going by it, because within the last couple of years, outside of injury, there was two pitchers that could hit, Jacob deGrom and Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
And now it's Shohei Ohtani because deGrom, God willing, can get healthy again.
Yeah.
So the Mets obviously saw something because I didn't want them to let go of him, and then he goes to the Rangers, gets hurt this year. But the Shohei Ohtani rule, you're a pitcher who's also a DH.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani's a pitcher who also goes out and hits.
Yeah.
How important was it for there to be a Shohei Ohtani rule? Like, are you excited and happy that baseball said there's going to be a universal DH?
Yeah.
However, we're going to make a rule for guys like Shohei Ohtani that if you want your pitcher to hit and he is valuable to you in the offense, we're going to let you be able to put him out there still.
Yeah, same thing goes with high school too. I mean, there's a rule where you can have your pitcher hit if he wants to hit, and you can also DH for your pitcher.
Yeah.
So the same thing goes. But having that in the MLB is huge. Knowing that they're able to work with the players and understand that they have a generational talent with Shohei Ohtani. That's really cool.
Your favorite team?
Yankees.
Thought so.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the Yankees?
Aaron Judge.
That's your thought. Okay.
Yeah.
About the injury?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else is wrong with the Yankees besides Aaron Judge?
The pitchers are just not pitching good right now. I mean, Domingo Germán threw a perfect game, cool and all that, but one guy's not going to get us to the championship. But I mean, Rodon's back today. He's making his Yankee debut. I'm pretty excited about that. But honestly, besides that, we have nobody. I mean, Garrett Cole, he's doing Garrett Cole things, but offense is just not performing to the point where he can feel comfortable enough with giving up 2 runs. We can lose a 2-0 game. We have lost 2-0 games. We lost 1-0 games.
Yeah.
So, there's really the only thing that I can say is that the Yankees are a lot better when they have Aaron Judge in the lineup, and they're a lot worse when they don't have him in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, he's one of those guys that isn't, it's not all talk, right?
No.
Like Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
You pay all this money.
Yeah.
This is what I would do. I'm going to bring you to my A-Rod ways.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I called him back in 2008 because I'm all about originality and being unique. So, and they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. I also think it's being a jerk, and it's being highly just non-creative is what I would say to the people out there that like to steal my work.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in stealing other people's work. So when A-Rod was A-Royd and all this stuff, I said, I got to give him a name. I got to give him my own name. So in 2008, after graduating from college, Marywood University, my first radio station beyond that was ESPN Radio, 630, 1240, and 96.1 FM in Scranton, PA. And I, one day, was sitting there in the studio. I still remember this. And I go, I got to give him my own name. And then it came up with it. And I was excited all show to release it. And then I said it. And I've said it since 2008. 15 years. Steroid Rodriguez is what I call it.
I like that.
Yeah. So when he would come up to bat, let's say toward the tail end of his time, maybe a few years left with the Yankees, if it was the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, A-Rod's up, I would literally look at my family and go, why are we watching this? I know he's going to strike out.
Yeah.
Like, I know nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
I got to the point where if he was up, okay, let's get the Band-Aids out now and let's put it on our boo-boo and let's move forward.
Yeah.
So did you feel like that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, you know, because A-Rod, it was like, oh my God, we're getting this guy. We're getting this incredible talent. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, different. Pay a lot of money for him.
Yeah.
When he's not around,
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah, I look at the A-Rod thing like I look at Giancarlo Stanton.
Okay.
I just feel like the Yankees paid a lot of money for a guy that's, you know, going to strike out almost 200 times and he's going to hit 40 home runs when he's healthy. And when he's not healthy, he's even worse.
Well, how do you feel about the CC Sabathia thing? Did you think that that was a lot of wasted money or no?
No, I think that the Yankees paid for a veteran, and I think that they paid for a clubhouse guy. Of course, he was really, you know, he was really, really good when he was younger, but,
yeah,
I mean, he was nothing like he was when he was with the Yankees.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's just because it seems like they want to get the one ace.
Yeah.
They want to have the ace in the hole.
Yeah.
But that's why I asked you as a Yankee fan where your thoughts were, because you said Aaron Judge, and that's like obviously the most like in your face when he's not out there. The team's going to be different.
Yeah.
But when he is out there, you said the thing that I would say, pitching.
Yeah.
Because it's been for years.
Oh, yeah.
They think they can out-hit other teams, and they have not won a World Series in recent history trying to out-hit these teams that have good rotation. Look at what the Dodgers have had. You know, look at what the Cardinals have done. Look at what the Braves have been able to. You know, you don't come into these games not having pitching, and yet here we are once again with the Yankees. And like you said, you know, Herman had a perfect game. Mm-hmm. We're going to see, you know, more come back in this rotation today. But it seems like they're doing this year what they did last year. And I talked about earlier in the show, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Yeah. Once again, here we are with Garrett Cole, and who else is consistent?
Yeah, nobody. Nobody really is.
So why do they think that they're going to just out-hit everybody? It doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I had a coach who always used to tell me, Coach Butch at Sports Zone, and he used to always say that offense wins games, but defense wins championships.
And it's in multiple sports.
Yeah.
It's in football. I mean, look at it. The last 2 Super Bowls Tom Brady won were because of defense.
Yeah.
Not because of him.
No.
The Patriots won him his last one on defense, at least as that one.
Yeah.
And the Bucks, that man threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
I think 2 in the first half.
Yeah.
The Bucks saved his tail.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, what were they talking about? Tom Brady's the greatest ever.
Yeah.
What about the Bucks defense?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the Yankees. I don't understand why every offseason they're like, no, we're not going to get pitching.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, this was the first this was the first offseason in years that they actually got a pitcher. And that was really cool for me to see.
Somebody,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't the top guy. Obviously, Jacob deGrom was the top guy, but getting Rodon was huge for them. And then, of course, he gets hurt in the offseason.
He's good to have.
Yeah.
But the thing is like we know that the Yankees under old man Steinbrenner, they would have been like he would have said, who are the top 5 pitchers in the country?
And he would have paid all. He would have paid them all.
And this is the thing. He would have been, who are the top 5? And then they would say, George, these 4 guys are under contract. He's like, I didn't ask you that. Yeah. I asked you who are the top 5. Mm-hmm. Well, these guys are under contract. I don't care if they're under contract. I'll break their contract and I'll pay them more money. Yeah. He did not care who was under contract, who had signed something in blood. It didn't matter to him. Mm-hmm. To him was, who are the top 5 guys? Yeah. Don't stutter. Tell me who they are, and I'm going to go get at least 2 to 3 of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm going to get 4.
Yeah, and that's why we won. That's why we won.
Because he went and found them.
Yep. That's why we won.
Who are the best players in baseball? Okay, bring them to me. Yep. Remember when Matsui? I mean, remember like all these guys, you know, there was a time where Jeter and A-Rod came into the league together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's one in Seattle and one in New York. Mm-hmm. And then what does Steinbrenner do? He goes,
together.
Okay, give me A-Rod. Because he thought this is going to work out.
Yeah.
Right? Bring me Roger Clemens.
Yeah. That was a big move for them.
Yeah.
That was a really big move for them.
But it's what they used to do. They wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah.
And the thing with Aaron Judge is, as I said last season, he just kept putting more zeros on the end of that check.
Oh, yeah.
Because old man Steinbrenner would have signed him in the offseason. And here they are going through the entire season. The deeper you get, the more home runs he hits. the more he's chasing these records, the more money you're going to owe him.
Yeah.
If I was Aaron Judge, I would have sat there and said, I want to be the highest paid player in baseball.
Yeah.
Because I'm injured less than Mike Trout.
Yeah.
And look at his contract.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm happy that we agree that it's obviously Aaron Judge's. I mean, that's right in front of your face.
Yeah.
But also pitching.
Yeah.
Because pitching to me with the Yankees, because I got asked this question last week, and they said, what's wrong with the Yankees? And I looked at him and I said, pitching. And what was it last year? Pitching. And what was it 5 years ago? Pitching.
It's always been pitching.
In the last decade, we can sit here and say, why are you not doing your due diligence to bring in the right prospects, number one? Because obviously if you brought in the right guys, we would see them more now.
Yeah.
But, you know, they CNS guy, Patrick Corbin, brought him in for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Little cup of coffee. Where was he before? My Diamondbacks. What's up? Got to interview him a couple times.
That's cool.
But, you know, you see some of these guys come through, but nothing's sticking with the Yankees. And what we're used to seeing is that whoever comes to the Yankees already has a name. Mm-hmm. And now it's like Garrett Cole, hopefully somebody else now.
Yeah.
Hopefully
it's Rodon. I mean,
hopefully Rodon makes it
if
two
he
at least.
If he could figure it out, yeah, that'd be great.
You know?
Yeah, we have a chance.
Herman's got sticky hands now.
Yeah, he just...
It's too much.
Yeah. And Severino's, you know, his last two starts, he's gotten shelled.
So being a pitcher, what do you think about the finding a way to cheat?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a way to cheat.
Yeah, absolutely.
They wouldn't do it unless it helps.
Yeah.
So I mean, this resin, this whatever. I mean, like.
Yeah. So I mean, Trevor Bauer was using Spider Tack.
Okay.
I know that for a fact. Garrett Cole uses Spider Tack.
Okay.
That was really under the radar with the MLB because Spider Tack wasn't really a known baseball kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, Spider Tack, if you look, it's for lifting these stones and powerlifting that are, you know, hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about they're using this stuff as a grip to grab these stones.
Yeah.
And they're putting it on their fingers and using a baseball with it now.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, obviously it's going to do something.
Well, it's helping you to grip, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But if it's so powerful to lift these stones, how is the ball not sticking to their, like, you know?
Because you don't put it all over your hands. You only use a little bit.
So they put it right here.
Or they put it in their glove.
Okay.
So like if they're here, they'll just put it right there
on the glove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you put some.
And the hope is that that they just get a better grip.
Yeah. It
That's
it helps your fingers. Yeah.
So it just helps, like if it's sweaty.
Yeah. The more grip that you have, the better it is. That's why I use the sweat and rosin. So I'll grab the rosin in my arm. I sweat so much, so I'll just pat it down and it'll get really sticky and my hands feel great.
Right. So the sweat and rosin you use.
Yeah, that's legal. You can use that.
But it's like, is it legal to a certain point? Because
I mean, if you get caught and your hands are sticky and you know you're sticking it up, then you know you're probably.
But if you're using the sweat and rosin, you're saying it's completely legal.
Yes, but at the same time, guys in the MLB have been ejected for the sweat and rosin.
Scherzer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It was sweat and rosin.
Absolutely. And he was using it, so it's just excessive.
Yeah. There's a kind of like a fine line where like you can do it, and then at the same time it's like just don't do it too much.
Can you use it in college?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can use sweat and rosin, not Spider Tack.
Not Spider Tack. Spider Tack, any foreign substance is illegal.
Okay.
But rosin, it's given to you in the game, and you can use it.
Okay.
But, you know.
How do they know how much is too much? Because that's
when they feel your hands. If your hands are, you know.
But there's an issue because some umps are like, that's not sticky, and other umps are like, that's too sticky. So there's no, like, blanket policy of stickiness.
No, if the umpire feels your hands and he feels like it's, you know.
Yeah. Have you ever had an ump come up to you and go, feel your hands?
Not me. No.
Have you seen it happen to somebody else?
Yeah. I played against a team that accused me of it.
Oh yeah.
And they said check his hand, and he was like, "Nah, I really don't."
There's nothing.
No.
So I mean, because obviously, right, you use it to get a better grip.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we don't really know what the threshold is because there's no like.
No.
You can't. This is too much. It's just, hey, let me see your hand today.
Yeah.
And I think it's sticky.
Yeah, absolutely.
So your hand could be the same today as it is 2 months from now.
Yeah.
But somebody could say it's too sticky, not sticky. Mm-hmm. That's It's confusing.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Scherzer taking a suspension and not appealing it? Is that an admission of guilt?
It might be an admission of guilt. Yeah, he might have just trying to been covering himself up, and then or he just really didn't care about the suspension. He's like, it's 3 games, whatever. What's the point?
Yeah, we got a message out here. Better watch out for the Jays to make a move. All right. What do you think about my Diamondbacks? Are they for real or no? They played like crap against the Mets recently, and I'm very angry about it.
I just saw a thing on my Instagram of Corbin Carroll hurting his shoulder. That was
he
tough.
swung and then he
and the way that he swung too. I mean, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
He definitely probably either tweaked his pec or.
I was watching it last night.
Just did not look good.
Let me see if I think I have it in here. Where is it? All of these cards are from GG Cards and Breaks on Delmar Place, by the way. You need to go out there, which is 639 Delmar Place, open 7 days a week. Here it is. And it only cost me a couple bucks here for these. So I got some good ones. I got Marte. Got Randy Johnson. Look at this. So there's a little Corbin Carroll Bowman rookie card.
That's cool.
Holding on to that. I found one, so I took it. This is Randy Johnson with the newer D-back stuff. And then this is the guy some people think got snubbed. Do you think he got snubbed?
I think he did, yeah.
They have 3 D-backs in the All-Star game. Why do you think he was snubbed? Why was Marte snubbed?
I really couldn't tell you because I just think that the All-Star game this year is just not very good. I mean, they didn't put Tatis in it, and they could say that that's, just a punishment for him, with the steroid stuff and all that. But yeah, I think that there was, I didn't like it this year. And I think the home run derby is mediocre. The guys that are in the home run derby are mediocre. It kind of just seems like the same guys are in it. I mean, they got Vladdy, they got Rutschman, and they got Alonso. I mean, I'm excited to see Adley. Adley's really good.
I have this in the studio.
Yeah, Pete Alonso. Yeah.
I got this last year. He was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty insane.
And he's pretty insane this year, too, again.
So what do you think? It's Pete Alonso?
Yeah, Pete Alonso. I mean,
is there anybody that you think can contest him since you don't think this is a good home run derby?
No way.
Nobody?
Nobody. I would have liked to seen Shohei in it. That would have been pretty cool. Well, he's hurt now, so he wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, I mean, guys like that. I'd love to see Stanton in it again. I always love watching him. But I mean, it seems like these home run leaders are just not doing it anymore. Like the All-Star weekend kind of stuff used to be like a staple in baseball, but now it's just kind of, silly.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's the same thing with the NBA All-Star, right? The dunk contest used to be like Jordan and Dominique Williams, like guys that were dunking all season. And then, now they bring in guys. I mean, I've literally watched him in the past couple of years, and I was like, I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
In the NBA. Yeah. I didn't even know his name.
Yeah.
I didn't know like the last two, like the guys that were fighting for it. I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
So let's look at the home run leaders right now. Obviously Ohtani.
Yeah.
Matt Olson of Atlanta.
Yeah, Mookie's in the home run derby too.
Pete Alonso. Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox, and Mookie Betts. Yeah. You don't think Mookie's got a shot?
No, not a chance.
Okay.
Not a chance.
Why not?
I think that Mookie is a fastball hitter.
Okay.
I think that he hits his home runs on fastballs, so I don't see him being able to hit home runs.
What about Ronald Acuna Jr.?
I love him.
You do?
I really do.
He's like, I think still, next to Ohtani, I think he's the hottest baseball card out there right now. Like rookie card and all that stuff, autograph.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
So you like him?
I do, but he's not going to beat
Pete Alonso.
Okay. There's not a chance.
Okay.
No. But like Aaron Judge would have had a chance if he was healthy, if he did it again. But he said he would never do it again because it messed up his swing.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you're just like cranking. You're trying to knock it out of the park.
And I've had
literally.
I've had BP rounds where I've tried to do that, and it's just it messes up your swing a little bit.
Okay.
But I mean, it doesn't take you very long.
Because you got to get in a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I know this is like totally different, but it's kind of like when I go to an arcade and I play basketball in my life and I'm doing like the shooting thing because you have to get in a rhythm for that.
Yeah.
And you have to watch the netting, and it's awkward.
Yeah.
Like, so when people are watching, is, oh, I beat you. I'm like, yeah, but we're not on a normal court, and I'm not shooting like normal shots. Because if I'm shooting normal shots, there's a way that I shoot on a court that I've trained myself over the years, and then I have to change my shot to shoot inside of this thing, because I have to kind of do this and not do this. Yeah. And I can't take my time.
Yeah, when I do those arcade things, I kind of just like grab it and throw it.
Yeah.
Like a baseball, just kind of just.
Yeah, you have to do it differently. Yeah. Like when you play, like if you grew up, like if you play baseball, play basketball, play football, your mechanics are different.
Yeah.
When you're in an arcade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the way I throw a football and the way, like when I throw it in the arcade, it looks nothing like I throw it when I'm on a field.
Yeah.
I feel like I look terrible in an arcade. I feel like I look like a baby chicken trying to throw a football.
Yeah.
Like it feels so weird to me, so I don't even do that one.
Yeah.
But but when I'm doing the basketball one, I have to literally train. I have to say to myself, okay, find the shot, and when you find the shot, even if it feels weird, just shoot that shot.
Yeah.
Because you can't shoot normally. I can't do a full release.
No. And if you do, you're going to hit the top of the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to do like this.
Yeah.
So then you're playing against, like, you're on a date, and the girl's doing it. She's like, I've never even played basketball. And she's just, like, throwing it at the thing, and it's going in more. I'm like, because you're shooting to make this shot, I have to train myself to not shoot it like a normal basketball player.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Weird. So weird. You being at Niagara County Community College, you're going to be all over the place. Oh, yeah. But we're going to see, like, Monroe, not that far away, Corning, right? Finger Lakes Community College. So there's going to be an opportunity to swing you in and some OCC games.
Yeah, they play OCC.
So what's it going to be like for you to play at Niagara and find your way back to Syracuse?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really cool to play in my hometown. I'm definitely excited for those games.
How far is Niagara going to be from you?
About 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Couple hours, not bad.
Yeah, not at all.
So I'm guessing the family's going to be there.
Yeah. And I have family that are in Rochester.
Oh, you have family in Rochester.
Yeah,
okay.
They're excited for that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick step aside.
Yeah.
We're going to come back.
Okay.
After this fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our Central New York spotlight with my guy here, Bryce Zicaro. And, you know, it's like seeing what you've done and meeting you a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And then you walk in today, and I was like, my dude's putting the work in.
Yeah.
You know? Getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm 5 foot. I'm trying to grow more. I'm 5'8" at there. I'm like, can I get a couple more inches? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, you've grown.
Yeah, I got 2 more inches since I've probably seen you last. Yeah. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'1" now.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like you've grown. Mm-hmm. You've matured yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just it's between when I met you and today, and you took the Popeye spinach, and now look at where we are. So we're gonna take a step aside. We're gonna come back with Bryce, Central New York Spotlight, CNS alum. We're gonna talk about some cool things here to round out baseball. Then we're gonna go to rapid fire.
Perfect.
All right. We'll see you right after this fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also, I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was, selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. This is a special message from 317 at Montgomery restaurant owner Joel Carpenter. Open Tuesday through Saturday for your dining pleasure on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York.
We wanted to be a part of the resurgence of Syracuse. We saw a lot of money being put into bringing people back downtown and thought that, we'd like to be a part of that. I love putting together a good dish where people see it first, they fall in love with it, and then it tastes just as good as it looks. We want to provide the best food in Syracuse that we possibly can. And we want you to leave here talking to your family, your friends about what you had to eat first and foremost, but also our service, and to walk out feeling like you're part of our family. I work out in the front of the house a lot, and I love walking to every single table, asking them how everything is, and people looking at me and smiling and saying, this is the most amazing short rib I've ever had. This is the most amazing filet I've ever had. And Donna is great. Sarah's amazing. Thank you for coming over and talking to us. And them just being truly happy for the experience that they've gotten.
317 at Montgomery Restaurant, part of the fabric of downtown Syracuse, located on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday for a unique and memorable dining experience. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Happy to be here with you every single Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, spending some extra time here with you this morning with Bryce Zicaro of CNS, the North Stars, and heading to Niagara County Community College coming up here this fall. So very excited about that. Pat Corbin comes from CNS as a pitcher. Does that inspire you?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of just shows me that, somebody did it from where I was from. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about, what he's done.
Yeah, you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah. And I mean, he's been incredible.
Yeah.
And getting to talk with him and him go to my Diamondbacks when I talked to him for a couple of years was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to come from a school where you see somebody do it like that, I mean, you already have that belief in yourself, but to see that it is possible and to see someone do it.
Yeah.
Have you reached out to him?
No, I haven't. But I definitely, would love to have a conversation with him and just kind of, talk about, how he went through it. And because I know that me and him have very similar things that happened early on. He wasn't very good in school and he had to go to a junior college as well.
Yeah.
And, kind of seeing that it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's special.
Yeah.
Do you have schools on your radar in the back of your mind?
Kinda, yeah. I've been really thinking about where I want to go.
You want to go out of state or in state?
Out of state, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I've kind of been thinking about that, but for right now, I just really gotta prove myself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Niagara County Community College coming up very soon.
Yeah.
What should they know about you?
I'm a grinder. Yeah. I bring a lot of energy, and they know that. They've watched me play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be myself out there. I'm not gonna, give them anything less.
Coming here from Bryce Zicaro, we're gonna play rapid fire now.
Yeah.
We've done it before.
Yeah.
So you get to start. Any question in the world whenever you're ready.
All right, I gotta think. What was your favorite memory when you were growing up watching baseball? What was your favorite memory?
The Arizona Diamondbacks beating the Yankees in the World Series. Because I had never seen any of my teams win a championship in my life. And in 2001, they were the fastest team to ever win a World Series. Fastest team to get there, fastest team to win. They did it in 4 years because they came in 97. So, yeah. So, seeing them, and it's funny because you learn these things as you as a broadcaster, you pay attention to a lot of stuff. And what you see, because I go back to that day, is Sung-Young Kim blew almost the entire World Series.
Yeah.
He blew like 2 games. And so we're coming down to it, and Luis Gonzalez comes up, number 28, my dude. Probably my favorite player on the team besides Randy Johnson at the time. And he steps up to the plate, and the graphic says 0 for 4. And I said, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it said 0 for 4.
Yeah.
Then they cut to his wife in the stand on like the second pitch. She's praying. I said, something's going to happen. Like there were signs. He hits it, and it goes outside of the infield and drops. And I'm like, oh my God. And we got a run that comes in. And I remember looking at my dad. I took my hat off, and I threw it at my dad. Ran upstairs, 10 o'clock at night, woke my mom up, scared the heck out of her. I was like, I just wanted. She's like, oh my god, I almost had a heart attack, and I was like, I just want to tell you that my Diamondbacks won. I went nuts, and I was made fun of. This is the thing I don't understand about people. I was made fun of over and over and over again for being a Diamondbacks fan. Then they win the World Series. Same people that made fun of me told me that I wasn't a fan. So then my teacher, Todd Benware, my 9th grade English teacher at CBA, he came to the cafeteria lunch line while people were ignoring that I was a fan and making fun of me. He came through and he said, "Excuse me, gentlemen, sorry to interrupt." He said, "I just want to shake the hand of a man who keeps his word." Put his hand out and he said, "Congratulations on your Diamondbacks." And I looked at them all and I was like, well, at least somebody heard me, because y'all wanted to give me crap about it. Now that we won, you want to pretend like I'm not a Diamondbacks fan. So my favorite moment baseball growing up, probably that.
That's cool.
Probably that.
I like that.
And when I was in elementary school at Our Lady of Pompeii, I had a choice between getting an A-Rod poster or a Jeter poster, and the one that was in my room, Derek Jeter. So I made the right choice, is what I feel like. No offense, A-Rod, but I like Jeter.
Yeah.
So I love Jeter's. I'm a big fan of Derek Jeter. Yeah. So okay. All right, Bryce. What is your favorite memory on the mound, and your favorite memory as DH? I want your 2 favorite memories. One as a pitcher, one as a hitter. So far.
I've had a lot of really, really good memories on the mound. A lot of them. A lot of them at the plate, too.
Okay.
I think my favorite one has got to be probably this year.
Okay.
I was playing against Beeville, and I threw a one-hitter against them. No runs. I had 10 strikeouts. And my favorite part was the one hit that I gave up. It was hit to my best friend. He's our shortstop. And I remember watching him lay out and just barely going right over his glove.
Yeah.
And I remember that. And I always tell him about that. I was like, just a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah. And
shout him out. What's his name?
Yeah, Lucas Crystal. Yeah,
okay.
That's my
shout
guy.
out Lucas.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, that's probably my favorite memory. I came off a really bad start against Syracuse City, and then coming back and throwing a one-hitter was really big.
Okay.
Favorite memory as a DH.
Yeah.
It was the opening round. No, it was the semifinal. Yeah, it was the semifinals against FM last year.
Okay.
And I was pitching that game as well. And my first at bat, we were down 1-0 in the bottom of the first.
Yeah.
And I came up my first at bat with a runner on second. I was the 4-hitter. And I remember I hit a double off the wall at OCC. And I just remember the crowd going crazy. I was going crazy. And, yeah, that was probably my favorite DH moment. And then probably that same game I hit a single, too, just to, top that off. I went 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Or with a double and a single with 2 RBIs. Because I was bases loaded when I hit the single, too.
Do you feel like you can do both in college?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so does Niagara.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue to see you hit and pitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, and the good thing about being a DH is when you're not in rotation that day, you're still in the game.
Yeah, and I love that.
Which is a positive. So you're never not playing.
No.
Now, we look at the DH list.
Yeah.
Do you have... Now, I always think about Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Because I think it... I mean, I don't know if anybody could disagree with me that it made his career so much longer.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, Frank Thomas, Big Papi Ortiz, Albert Pujols, Chili Davis, Jim Thome is, looking at, let's see here.
I still don't see my favorite guy out there.
Jose Canseco.
No, he's still not there.
Reggie Jackson, who's your favorite?
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
My favorite player of all time.
Ichiro. Favorite player of all time is Barry Bonds. I've never had anybody say that.
Oh, yeah. I have a poster of him in my room.
You have a poster of Barry Bonds in your room?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, here's my issue with Barry Bonds is that before steroids, he weighed about 89 pounds and he could run bases.
Yeah.
And now he looks like the Stay Puffed guy from Ghostbusters.
Well, my thing with Barry Bonds is that before he was taking steroids, he still won 3 MVPs.
That's a good thing.
I think that he is the best baseball player of all time.
Do you regard his home runs as real post with the steroids?
You still got to hit the ball. I don't think it really matters.
See, I keep Hank at the top still.
Yeah, well,
It's at the top for me.
I respect that.
So
but
Barry's your favorite.
Barry's my favorite. I think he's the greatest player of all time.
Who's your second favorite? DH.
DH, David Ortiz.
Okay.
I think he was ridiculous.
Big Poppy.
Yeah, he was always dangerous. Doesn't matter how old he was.
That's true.
Always dangerous.
I feel like he'd still be a threat now.
Yeah.
I'm if he decided to play.
Well, I think about Prince Fielder too.
Okay.
I mean, he was ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was, he was a defensive wall.
I grew up when Cecil was here in Syracuse playing for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because he was a Blue Jay.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember Cecil Fielder.
Yeah.
That man was a G.
Yeah. You know, him and his dad had the same home runs. Prince and Cecil. They had the same.
At the same amount.
Same amount of career home runs. I think it was like 313 or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved being able to see Cecil right here.
Yeah.
What's your second one for me?
I gotta think, man. What was your favorite?
He said he was awesome when you met him at IMG.
Yeah, I did meet Big Poppy at IMG.
You met Big Poppy?
I played against his son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I lived down there. Yeah, he was really cool. I got a picture with Big Poppy.
Yeah, you did?
Yep. What was your favorite memory at Marywood?
Oh, boy. So many.
I like that question.
Thank you. No, there's so many. I would say I mean, I don't know if I could pick a game with MU Courtside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I created MU Courtside. Again, people took credit for it. But I created MU Courtside. I remember the night that I was the keynote speaker for the first time in my history as a human being, was asked to come back to Marywood keynote speak, and I didn't think anybody would ever give me credit for the work that I had done. Mm. I put all these blood, sweat, and tears in. My teachers didn't even want the show to continue. They tried to snake it from me. They tried to scare me out of it. They didn't respect it. They didn't promote it. As soon as I left, they put their names on it and told everybody that they made it.
Wow.
And I was like, why would you take something that you hated and put your name on it? But no, when I look back at it, so I got asked to be the keynote speaker. There's a guy that sat at my table after I spoke, had a great time. Everybody like erupted, cheered, and it was an awesome, awesome moment in my life. This guy comes up to me and he goes, if you want to know who really created MU Courtside, come talk to me someday. And I was like, bro, this is like 5 minutes after I just did my speech about this, and you're trying to take it now? So, I mean, I guess the fact that so many people wanted to take MU Courtside as their own says something about it. But, I mean, it was my first show. It was my first kid. And I loved every bit of it. I had so much fun doing it. I don't think I could pick one. I mean, I was when I started being professional. I mean, I was in college, but we were on the radio to Northeast PA. We were out to 10,000 households on television. So I treated it like a pro, and that's what we did. My career started November 2003. So I would say that. Another favorite memory at Marywood there's a bunch, but it'd probably be in high school, I didn't date anybody in my high school. Mm-hmm. And it was so weird. I'd go on vacation. I'd go on the beach at St. Pete, and girls would like look at me. I'd look at them. I come back to CBA, and they treated me like I had leprosy. And I never understood. I'm like, if I leave school, then there's this connection with girls. But at my school, they're like, no, Dan's whatever. Mm. So when I went to Marywood, that totally changed.
Yeah.
And I remember Tiffany, just short girl Tiffany, and my mom and my dad came to visit, and I guess I timed it wrong, and so my parents pulled up, and I had this girl on my shoulders, and we were just joking around, having fun on it, and so my mom looked at me, and she was just like, "You've been here a week," so like, and I'm a classy guy. It wasn't anything physical.
Yeah.
I just, I'm single. I flirted with a lot of girls, hung out with a lot of people. Yeah. And I definitely loved college because I feel like in college people took me for who I was, where at CBA people wanted me to be something different, mm-hmm. or they wanted me to not be me. And so, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of good memories. I realized how much of a prankster I am at Marywood. I took something from Saved by the Bell, and I roped my friend Steve's door to the janitor's closet across the hall.
Yeah.
and he couldn't get out of his room for 2 hours because the rope was so tight. That was awesome.
That's really good.
So I did that. I did a lot of good pranks. That was one of them. But yeah, I mean, I think everything. I mean, I got to be in theater, and there was one day where I broadcasted for MU Courtside a doubleheader, women's basketball, men's basketball, then ran across campus and was the Tinkerbell operator that I did the laser work to bring Tinkerbell to life and had to be up in the rafters creating her on the actual stage. So I was a tech person, but also an actor because I had to bring her to life. So that day, I went from game to last show of Peter Pan that we did. And that was cool. And I started my acting career in a 3-person show, Adam and Eve, where I was Adam. And the entire first act of the show, I am almost completely naked on stage by myself with a room full of people. And I can't forget any of my lines because there's nobody on stage with me. I was doing a 1-person show for half the show.
Wow.
And I had to do that, I think, 3 times.
Wow.
And I spoke over 140 times.
That's crazy.
It's not how many lines.
No.
It's how many times.
Yeah.
I probably had like 300 lines.
Wow.
Nuts.
Yeah.
And I started screenwriting there and started to make my Spider-Man script, which I'm maybe going to do something with in the not too distant future.
I like that.
So yeah, I got Marywood's a huge part of my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, good question. Hey, Bryce. You're single now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So am I. You've seen how the dating world is
in
today's world.
Absolutely.
So have I. What advice would you give me and yourself in dating in America in 2023? Run!
yeah, really. Yeah, seriously. Honestly, just like, just take it easy. Kind of, just don't jump out there at first. If you go on a date and she's taking pictures of her food before she eats it, it's kind of just like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. She's like, oh, the phone eats first. I'm like,
I would never want to hear a woman say that.
No, neither would I. I definitely think that social media has become like a huge thing.
Yeah.
People talk more on the phone than they do in person. It's actually, some people are like awkward when they're in person and they'd rather talk on the phone.
I do that. There's this weird thing that I say that people do that, like, if you and I were out having lunch, I'm texting somebody, you're texting somebody, we're not talking to each other, but we're at lunch together. And then when we leave, we text each other when we're at lunch with somebody else.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, nobody's talking like this.
Yeah.
Which I definitely don't understand.
No. And I'm an in-person kind of guy. I love talking to people in person. Like, I hate talking over the phone.
Well, whenever I talk to you, I say, you want to come on the show, you offer, you'd rather be in studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than be on the phone or whatever.
Yeah, because I like seeing emotion. I like seeing people's facial expressions.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big thing with me.
So, if she's on social media a lot.
Yeah.
If she can't talk in person.
Yeah. She's on her phone while
she's on her phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there things that people say, like if a girl abbreviates everything? I don't like when girls are like, they girls or guys, but like I'm on a date with a girl. I don't like when a girl just like everything is like this is fetch and this. I don't like when people start. I can't do fetch. If you say fetch, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm totally out.
Yeah.
And you know what I realized, because I went on a date recently here. I realized when you don't have a girlfriend for a while, like on purpose, I haven't had a girlfriend for about a year, but I've gone on dates.
Yeah.
And I am not a person who's out there settling. I think I settled before and it bit me in the butt.
Yeah.
So when I'm out on this date recently, I forgot about something that happens in dating because I haven't done it. And it was nitpicking.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'd gone on a date with this girl. She was down in Florida. I went back down to Florida, and I said, hey, I'm going to be here for like 10 days, covering the Rays, whatever, we'll hang out.
Yeah.
So first night, we go to Smoky Bones. Or not Smoky Bones, pardon me. We go to, I can't remember it, Sonny's Barbecue.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, right?
Okay,
yeah. I love barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think that there's a country music star / barbecue connoisseur that lives within me.
Yeah. I think we talked about that last time, your love for barbecue.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't have a good barbecue sauce, I don't care what the meat tastes like.
Yeah.
if your barbecue sauce is everything, and I'll do the finger touch, and if it's not good, goodbye.
I love that.
So I get a little platter.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to Sonny's. So I want to try it all.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm eating with my hands because it's ribs. What moron eats it with a fork? So I'm eating it with my hands, and I licked my fingers.
Yeah.
Which is something you never think about doing, right?
You just do it.
So I'm just, a little bit of that. And my date looked at me and she said, "Did you just lick your fingers?" And she said it with like disdain, like disgust.
Yeah,
she was like, "Did you just lick your fingers?" And I went, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Did you lick your fingers?" I'm like, "I don't know, probably." And she's like, "Why?" I said, "Because the food's good." I was like, "Why are we talking about this? This is so weird to talk about."
Yeah.
I said, "Because the food's good." She goes, "Don't lick your fingers. It's gross. Stop." I said, "Number one, nobody's going to tell me what to do. That's the first. Number two, why would I not lick my fingers?" So then later on, a couple days later, she's like, "Well, I dated a guy. He always smelled weird, wore the same socks every day, and he licked his fingers." I said, "Okay, well, that's your ex-man. I'm in a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm going to lick my fingers." After that, we went to a store. I tried on a bunch of hats. She's like, "You look like a dad. That looks stupid." She said some derogatory stuff toward people that I'm not going to share, but she used some words that I don't think are right. She's like, "You look like this, you look like that. I hate those glasses. I hate this, I hate that." And I remember I looked at her and I was like, "Is there anything that you like about me? Like, why am I here on this date?" Because I felt like I had gotten the crash course in dating nitpick in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Why do you lick your fingers? Why do you wear that hat? Why do you have those sunglasses? Why do you like this? Why do you think you look good in this? You look stupid. You look like a dad. Why did you do that? I just remember being like, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
Yeah.
If you ask me why I'm licking my fingers, if you go to a restaurant and you don't lick your fingers, the food's bad.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially when it's like saucy. Like if you're eating wings and you're not gonna lick your fingers after that, like there's something wrong. Yeah.
I want to lick my fingers. I don't want to wipe my chicken wing
off. Yeah. Like no.
I want to wipe it on a napkin.
No.
Why does the napkin get to enjoy the food? I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So nitpicking.
I love that. I love that.
That's one.
Yeah.
But yeah, if a girl told me that the camera eats first, I would literally get up and walk out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something that the same girl did. I want to know what you would have done.
Okay. I got you.
So I went to her apartment, getting ready to go to Disney.
Yeah.
I'm going about my life.
Yeah.
She's got her dog.
Cool.
I love Lily.
Yeah.
But I don't do this because this is weird. I'm in the room.
I'm excited.
And I'm not paying attention. And I turn and I look, and she's picked her dog up.
She's kissing the dog.
And she's kissing the dog on the mouth, but she's French kissing the
dog.
Oh,
no.
She's got her tongue in the dog's mouth, and the dog's tongue in her mouth, like they've done this for years.
No.
And I told her to stop. She did it for we're talking a couple minutes.
Wow.
What would you have done?
Found the nearest mouthwash and washed my mouth out after that.
She told me, she goes, "You kiss his mouth." I said, "Not anymore."
Yeah, no. That's crazy. I would have laughed.
Like,
I would have said, "I'm good."
I feel like that would be in a movie.
Yeah.
Because you don't believe it's real life.
No, that's crazy.
She was tongue in I think she kissed the dog better than she kissed me.
I was gonna say that. Be like, why don't you kiss me like that?
I was like, listen, you don't kiss me with that.
No. Yeah. No, I would have walked out. I would have been done.
Because I feel like everything inside her was like, well, all right, well, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Check, please.
Yeah.
I'm going to Disney by myself.
Yeah, I would have went to Disney by myself.
Yeah. And then I went on a ride she didn't want to go on, and she told me I was selfish for going on it. But this was her reaction. You shouldn't want to do things that I don't want to do. And I said, isn't that the definition of being selfish?
Yeah.
So I went on the ride. She got super mad. You want to know what I felt about it?
It felt awesome.
I thought the ride was fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet you
I had a ton of fun on the ride.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back.
Yeah, I would have.
I couldn't because you can only be on the virtual queue one time.
Oh, yeah.
But I know where the people are. So I like to give them a show. So in the beginning of Tron, when you come out of the thing, there's all these people. So you're supposed to be like down like this, and the thing behind you feels like it could pop off.
Yeah.
I come up off the bike, and I'm literally, I'm yelling. I got my hands out. I'm piecing. So as I'm coming around, I'm giving them a show. I'm doing the Superman.
I love that.
I'm living in a different world. Like, if you come with me to an amusement park, it will be different.
I love that.
We should do it.
We should.
Well, you go down to Florida. I go down to Florida. We should go to
we
Disney.
should go. Yeah.
Disney Day.
Let's do it.
Bryce and DT.
Absolutely.
Why the heck not?
Yeah.
I think we should.
I
And
agree.
let's go to Sonny's Barbecue and lick our fingers.
We should. Yeah. Yeah, we should. Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, your dad's gonna throw up. It was gross.
Yeah.
Whatever you picture, it was worse than what you're picturing.
I can only imagine now.
It was.
Was it an ugly dog too?
I don't even want to
like...
mimic it because it was so gross.
Yeah, that's
And she used to tell her dog to hump her cat.
No, yeah, that's just crazy. That's weird. That's
And they were both female dog and cat, and she would tell the female dog to go hump the cat. And the cat was so docile and nice.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I wanted to call like child services for the cat.
Yeah.
I felt like the cat needed to be removed from that atmosphere.
No, that's just.
Then I thought about if this happens in front of me, what happens when I'm out? Is there like a threesome between her, the cat, and the dog?
Yeah, there probably is.
You know?
Yeah, you don't know about it. Yeah, the cat's got to get on it too. Like...
How about this? She had a guest room in her house.
Yeah.
And she said anytime she dates a guy and brings him back to the house, they don't get to go to her room. They go to the smush room. She named her guest bedroom after the Jersey Shore room.
Yeah, no.
She said, I call that a smush room.
No.
That's disgusting.
That's really weird.
And they're not going to date Snooki.
No.
Right?
No.
You're thinking about all your dates now going, they weren't
Yeah,
that bad.
yeah, in my head. That's literally what I was thinking about.
That was the same girl.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That was it. Lick your fingers. This looks terrible on you. French kiss the dog. Has a smush room.
Yeah, she's just, yeah.
She could be on Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Maybe she should.
Maybe.
What's your next question for me?
Ooh, after that topic, wow.
You know?
Yeah. Let me think.
And people, you know, and they're like, Dan, I don't know if you should tell some of your comedy. Why would you not tell that?
No, that's hysterical.
That's funny, right?
Like, you should tell that in a stand-up show.
I didn't even lean into like everything.
No, I can only imagine. I can only.
I held back a little bit.
Yeah.
She had a smush room.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Oh man.
And when I came into the house, the bed was unmade. I was like, was there a guy here yesterday?
It probably was, yeah.
And she's like, oh no. She's like, the bed wasn't unmade. I'm like, I saw it with my face. I saw it with my, how does somebody lie to you when you're looking at it?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I probably slept in it. No, you didn't.
Yeah. That's awful.
I don't know who was in the smush room. Could have been a guy. Could have been the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could have been the dog.
Can you play the guitar? Are you good at the guitar?
So I have to learn. I do have this in the studio.
Yeah.
So my mom got this for me because we both sing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she always wanted a guitar. And so I don't know much. This is one of my projects that I want to learn how to play.
I like that.
Yeah, so I want to learn because I've written over 40 songs in my life. And I've sang since I was 3.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to pick this thing up someday and be able to give you a little, you know, get after it.
I like that.
So it is here, and I still have to learn. My buddy Johnny plays, and Johnny, he was trying to teach me some stuff from Hotel California.
Oh, I like that song. That's one of my favorite songs.
So I have to learn.
Yeah. All right. What's my question? Let me think. Basketball. You don't talk a lot about basketball. Let me think. I like basketball.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about everything that's in the studio is what you're doing right now is you're looking for a topic, but everything in my studio has a reason.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can ask me about in the studio where I'm like, oh yeah, that's just here for no reason.
Yeah.
There's a purpose.
Yeah. You like Kobe?
So,
yeah.
I'm not a Laker fan.
What are you?
Never been a Laker fan. I'm a Raptor.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the Stoudemire.
So yeah, I'm a Raptor. However, can we show you Damon? Look at Damon's right there.
Yeah.
Damon Stoudemire. So this card, this is a cool story. GG Cards and Breaks, who I said is our partner here, and I love it because we're going to be doing a video every month called Same Hobby, New Memories. Because as a kid, I went to Georgia Sports Cards in Twilight, and they made me feel some kind of way. And GG makes me feel that way all these years later. And I never thought there would be another card shop in Syracuse that would bring me back to feeling like I did when I was a kid.
I love that.
So
cool.
If you've never been to a card shop, go to GG Cards and Breaks. If you've been to one, go to GG Cards and Breaks. 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, right off of T-Lab. So I brought this out to them to show this to them. There's a cool story behind this. And I haven't gotten it graded. They think I can get a 9 out of 10 on this.
Wow.
So this is Kobe's rookie card.
Yeah.
Christmas Day, I would ask for a box of cards. because I just love to open, and I'm not patient with them. I'll open the whole entire box, all the packs, like 15 packs, 12 packs, whatever. So this Kobe Skybox Premium, I think it's still my favorite box I ever opened. I opened it up, got Kobe's rookie, stared at it sitting on the ground in our family room, and I had who I thought was a friend years ago. I traded it to him.
Ooh.
Now, I didn't know how much it was worth. I trusted him. I said, if it's worth a lot, tell me. And he gave me 2 Damon Stoudemire cards that together were worth like $10, $15. I sold this to him. It was worth $250. Wow. Then it went to $350. Then it went to at least $400, $450. I told him, what you did to me was wrong. You lied to me. You need to trade me the card back because, you swindled me.
Yeah.
That's what you did. And he sold the card. He's like, oh, I sold it. He made his money, whatever. And I couldn't find this card. For over a decade, couldn't find it. I go to a Syracuse card show at the hotel that's now the Maplewood, I think, or whatever it is now, Holiday Inn, whatever.
Yeah.
But on 7th North Street, right by Monpaz. And I went over there. I don't know what it was. I went in there. There was a few vendors. Wasn't busy. And I was in there with my ex-wife at the time. And I said to the guy, I was like, hey, like, is there football, basketball? He goes, it's all mixed in. So I'm going through the stack. And I'm going through slow. And I was like, please, God. And I don't know what inside of me thought it's going to be here because I hadn't found it for over a decade. And I'm flipping through. And I see this. And I put it off to the side. And my ex-wife knew that, like, this is a card that I wanted to find more than, like, any card. And she goes, is that the one? I go, yeah. So I picked out a bunch of cards. And I looked at her. I go, don't say anything. Don't say anything. No expression on your face. Walk away if you have to. Because I didn't know what he was going to, because there was no price.
Yeah.
And I said, how much? And here's the irony. When I traded it, it was like worth $250.
Yeah.
$250.
Yeah.
I show the guy, he goes, I don't know, like $2.50, $2.50 for Kobe's rookie card. I said, sure. I walked out. I got to the parking lot. I got to the car. I was like, I'm literally going to cry. I was like shaking.
Yeah.
I will never let this card leave my sight again. So it's in my studio. I have no idea how much it's worth and I don't care. But it's Kobe Bryant's rookie card from Skybox Premium that I traded away over a decade ago, and I found it again. Wow. So that's why this card's here.
I love that.
Yeah, so there's a story to everything in here.
That's really cool.
So yeah, Kobe's here. All right, let me give you one here. All right, Bryce. Yeah. If you could ever make a baseball card of yourself, what would you want the pose to be? And what would you put on the back if it said, quote? Like Bryce's quote.
Ooh, I like that. My pose. It's probably gotta be pitching. I just feel like that's my staple.
Okay.
Yeah, probably me pitching. I would love like a celebration off the mound kind of photo, like a, me screaming kind of thing.
Okay.
I have a lot of those. I actually have a picture from Syracuse.com of me doing that.
Okay.
After last year against West Virginia.
Kind of just like muscles out.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. There's another one of me pounding my forearm because I do the forearm pound after the double, so I'll do that. And there's a good one of me doing that.
Okay.
So like stuff like that. My quote. I would really like hard work really does pay off. Because you always hear that. You always hear hard work pays off, but
Amen.
I would love for it to say hard work really does pay off.
I feel the same way.
I love that.
I love that quote.
Mm-hmm.
Last question. Hard work really does pay off. I'm thinking about putting it right here.
Yeah, I like that.
Put it in the studio.
I like that.
Because I say it all the time.
Yeah.
I say it really does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard work pays off.
Yeah.
And working smart.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's your favorite local memory? Like what's like a really like cool like thing that you think about locally?
Bringing my grandma my G-mama, my mom's mom, to the zoo because they say in nature, if you are doing good things in the world, that animals will be kind to you and they'll actually take to you in a very unique way. They'll be drawn to you. And if you're doing bad things in the world, then animals will actually like lash out or they'll be different.
Yeah.
So there's truth. I've always believed in my life and in when I see other people that the way an animal treats you is a representation of what energy you put out. And we went to go to the zoo and we saw penguins and they're all like doing their thing at Rosemont Gifford Zoo. And then two of them swam over and they're like hitting the glass just looking at her. That's awesome. And people started to come over like look at them because like they were coming to her. And I have a video because she loved the elephant.
Yeah.
And so I would always bring her over like when there's a baby elephant. Mm-hmm. So there's a baby one that lived for like 8 days and passed away. Oh. And we had saw it and then the elephant died. So I brought her to see one of the new babies a few years back. And I took a video of her and I was like, I got to take this on my phone because I don't know if I'll ever get to do it again. And I said, Grandma, say hi. And she goes, hi, baby. And then I said, do you like her? She said, thank you, baby. And it's just her at the back of her head, and you can hear her voice, and you can see the baby elephant.
That's awesome.
So I'd probably say going to the zoo with my grandma.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the zoo, we go on dates, we call them. So yeah. I take her to the zoo, or we go to the movies.
That's cool.
And we love going to the movies.
Yeah.
Last movie we saw was Central Intelligence.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
She was 99.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we saw The Rock and Kevin Hart. It was fun.
Yeah, I like that movie.
So I would say that. I mean, if she was alive today, I'd bring her anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, literally anywhere I go. There's no place. If you told me I couldn't bring her, I'd bring her. Like, I'd bring her to, like, a boxing match.
Yeah.
I would. And she'd probably have an awesome time.
I love that.
Hit him! Get him!
Yeah.
Get him! Knock him down! Like, she would love it.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. My last question for you, Bryce. What do you hope that I get to say about you on the show within the next 2 years?
Next 2 years?
Yep.
I hope we're talking about the draft.
Okay.
In the next 2 years.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming up. I mean, it's next week. So, I mean, that would be cool in the next 2 years to be able to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's definitely...
Yeah, the MLB draft now amidst All-Star Weekend, yeah.
Yeah. See my name in the draft and all that and being able to talk about that. I would love to come back and talk about it. That's a goal for me.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Deal?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bryce Zicaro, myself, Dan Tortora, want to thank you for watching the Central New York Spotlight with Bryce. Bryce has been on the show, or we've been in contact for about at least 3 years now.
At least, yeah.
So it's been a beautiful thing. I want to thank CNS. I want to thank Niagara County Community College and everyone that's given an opportunity to Bryce. I want to thank your family. I also want to thank Mark, your uncle, because I get to see him all the time working with Great Lakes Honda City.
Yeah.
And one day he just turned around. I didn't know who he was. He turned around and he looked at me and he goes, and they said, oh, this is Danny. Brad Townsend was like, oh, this is Dan Story. He goes, I know who he is. He interviews my nephew all the time. Oh, yeah. And he looked at me and goes, I love your show. He's like, even outside of that, interviewing Bryce, he's like, I appreciate your show. Yeah. So that means a lot. Shout out to the Zicaro family and to everybody out there. Want to thank you for watching and listening every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com, all / WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com worldwide. I also want to give a big time shout out to everybody that finds us on on all of our wonderful podcasting platforms on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, Spotify, Stitcher, Podchaser, Boomplay, TuneIn, YouTube. All you got to do on any one of your podcasting outlets is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. You can also ask Alexa or your Google Home device to play the latest episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and they'll do that for you as well. Big time shout out to our incredible partners here in our community. Carvel DeWitt, where we have our own Sunday, the DT Dolphin, in connection with the Lemoyne Dolphins. The Wildcat Sports Pub, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, which I call the Central New York Snack Capital. Mother's Cupboard, where I have my own sandwich 7 days a week. My breakfast sandwich available 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. daily, bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Eat it like a sandwich or cut it up and have it with syrup. As well as Canine Camp Dog Daycare, 317 at Montgomery Street. The name of the location is the name of the restaurant, and that's where we do our exclusive Downtown with Dan Taste Test series, where I try the food as it goes on the menu, and then you get to come and try it for yourself at what I consider a 5-star Michelin restaurant. Great Lakes, Honda City, where I get all my vehicles. Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Avicoli's, where we have our exclusive sit-down show with the Liverpool Warriors. The Wildcat, as I mentioned before, our sit-down show exclusive with the West Genesee Wildcats, as well as PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Pizza Man, where we sit down exclusively with the Beeville Bees, GG Cards and Breaks, Chick-fil-A Watertown. And I want to do a special note. I've talked about them throughout the show today, but
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, right off of Teal Ave. We're sitting here with who we hope to be and pray to be, and I believe will be, a future Major League Baseball player. And I want to go buy Bryce Zicaro cards and have him sign it and hang out here in the studio. Well, if you want to get close to the game, there's nothing like collecting cards. Patches, rookie cards, autographs, inserts, graded cards, so many awesome things from Pokemon to Magic to baseball, football, hockey, to basketball. They have teams there. It's the only place that has all of my teams. It's got Arizona Diamondbacks, Jacksonville Jaguars, Toronto Raptors, and so on and so forth. The cards are singles, packs, boxes, so many great things. They'll buy cards from you to put into their cases and whatnot. So GG Cards and Breaks, everything I loved about the hobby growing up as a kid is now back with me as an adult. GG Cards and Breaks fit for all of our sports card collectors that have been doing it since they were kids, and for those of you that are going to give it a shot and come in for the first time now. 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, right off of Teal Ave. We are, of course, the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every single month as the exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Lemoyne College is here on Wake Up Call and through Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. First and third Wednesday of each month, we bring you AD and DT with Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora, at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Second and fourth Wednesday, we bring you the Dolphin Dive, diving into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni of Lemoyne College. We have chronicled their series in their route to Division I. Anything coming out of Lemoyne when it came to their Division I process came through Wake Up Call first, and I want to thank Athletics Director Bob Beretta, President Dr. Linda Lemura, and everybody at Lemoyne that's allowed me to tell their story and given me the opportunity as we get set for year 3 coming up this August. I can't believe we're already going into year 3 as their exclusive partner and going into Division I together. So big ups to Lemoyne. You can find all of our content on the Lemoyne tab on wakeupcalldt.com and by subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. For more information on your Dolphins, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com, and as always, fins up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bobcats with us every single month with student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year. National championship teams and coaches, teams that have advanced to the national tournament, as well as their baseball program that just started this past season in its inaugural season. And there's not many things in life that are starting up for the first time now, and being a part of their inaugural story truly means the world to me. And I want to thank Sean Peak, their head coach, and everybody on the team and staff for letting me be a part of history, as well as their esports program with Brian Yurton. To see our panel discussions, our roundtables, our rapid fires, and so much more, go to the BSC Syracuse tab on wakeupcalldt.com. Subscribe to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. And for more information on your Bobcats, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. Go Bobcats. Alfred University, Alfred University Saxons Spotlight comes to you every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, our newest exclusive multimedia marketing partner. Alfred University having 28 sports programs, the most we've ever had when it comes to an exclusive sponsorship and partnership with a university or college. The Saxons giving me, for the first time ever, alpine skiing, equestrian, and women's rugby. Their baseball program is going from club team to a Division III program in the NCAA this upcoming season, and we've already started to tell their story. Our presidential perspective with President Mark Zupan will happen twice a month, and the Saxon Spotlight with student athletes, coaches, and administration will happen throughout the year. We have some incredible stories coming up with Alfred University that I cannot wait to share. We unveiled everything on July 1st, and you can go to all of our social media to know exactly what it's like to say, "Go Saxons," and mean it. Alfred U is our page on wakeupcalldt.com. Subscribe to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt for our Saxon Spotlight and Presidential Perspective features. And, of course, for more information, go to gosaxons.com, the Saxon Spotlight, right here on Wake Up Call in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. Go Saxons. With that being said here on Wake Up Call, I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt, as well as Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver from Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. The top dog of the week, Lily, and this guy, Bryce Zicaro, proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, and of course for Bryce being here in studio with me for his Central New York Spotlight. As I told him before, and I'll tell you again, once a fan, always a fan, brother.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you very much. Are we going to wear 21?
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. And that's my favorite number. So something great about that. And now 2 people at CNS that have worn my favorite number, because my little sister Franny wore 21 for girls lacrosse. Yeah. So 21, it's a magic number. And so excited to see that number now at Niagara County Community College for the pitcher DH Bryce Zicaro coming up here very soon. Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. Have a fantastic week. And as we always leave you here on Wake Up Call, God bless, no stress, do your best. We'll talk soon. Make sure you go support this man.